Here at Middle Township High School for this game between the OLMA Villagers and Middle Township Panthers. This contest is being conducted according to the rules of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators can promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated, could subject the violator to ejection, and may result in penalties being assessed to your team. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship. Today, the Middle Township High School's Navy National Defense Cadet Corps will be presenting the colors. The National Ensign is carried by Cadet Shiley Thron. The Navy Ensign is carried by Cadet Olivia Lloyd. The two riflemen are Cadet Alex Quintero on the left and Cadet Haley McLaughlin on the right. Please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the national anthem. Please remove your hats and place your right hand over your heart. Veterans of the armed forces may render a hand salute. The national anthem this evening will be sung by Middle Township High School freshman Vera Neese.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cape May Courthouse for this girls-boys doubleheader and Hall of Fame night, a special night it should be here on Tom Farraco Court. Mike Frankel on the call with you here tonight. Frankie Castellano on our cameras. You'll hear from Nathan McMaster and Ethan Lees on the play-by-play and color commentary throughout the night as well. Girls-boys doubleheader, that's the early start time to accommodate for the Hall of Fame ceremony in between. Right now we have the Lady Panthers taking on the Our Lady of Mercy Academy Villagers, and a bit of a revenge game for Middle, as OLMA actually handed the Panthers their only loss in Cape Atlantic League play to this point. OLMA does come in with a mark of 5-11, but does have that victory over Middle that came back on January 14th, a 56-40 final in that one in Newfield. Middle coming in with a mark of 16-2, another outstanding campaign under head coach John Leahy. 3 straight South Jersey Group 2 titles. Middle trying to bounce back from a tough loss in the South Jersey Invitational Basketball Tournament quarterfinals last night against Group 4 powerhouse Cherokee. 51-44 was the final in that one. Starters being introduced for both teams. For OLMA and head coach Brian Coyle, it'll be China Fiddler, Luca Grungo, Caitlin Coriel, Kalia Lewis, and Gwen O'Hara, the starting 5 for Our Lady of Mercy Academy. And the starting 5 for Middle Township, being introduced as we speak here. It'll be Ainsley Frederick, Reagan Powell, Maya Robinson, Abby Capoletti, and Sarah Farrow. Farrow, Capoletti, Robinson, and Powell, all seniors. Frederick, a junior. Panther live streams on the Middle Township Athletics YouTube channel are brought to you in part by the Bellevue Tavern in Cape May Courthouse, located at 9 South Main Street in historic downtown Cape May Courthouse. The Bellevue Tavern is open for lunch and dinner and is also ready to host your next private party. ULMER'S Appliance Repair. For all of your household appliance repair needs, call ULMER'S Appliance Repair, 609-368-4444. Penn Jersey Building Materials is your South Jersey home for concrete and concrete accessories. Penn Jersey offers a variety of products for both the professional and the do-it-yourselfer. Locations throughout New Jersey are easily accessible, and new products are introduced weekly. Visit penn-jersey.net for more information and a list of their locations. So just about set for tip-off here tonight. Again, it's the Lady Panthers taking on OLMA in this one. And then the boys of Middle Township will take on St. Augustine Prep in a game that actually went to double overtime the last time those two teams met. And tentative tip-off time set for 7:15 in that one. We will be with you throughout, including in between, for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And we're underway here in Courthouse. OLMA in their white uniforms, green letters with the yellow trim. Early three on the way from Lewis, and she drains it. Middle Township, of course, in their home black uniforms with the orange numbers and white trim. This is Frederick with the basketball. They swing it left side, Farrow. Capoletti now in the corner, trying to answer for three. Back iron, no good. Powell, the offensive rebound. Back up strong. She'll get one more opportunity. Third time is the charm. So Powell cashes in down low. Middle trails by one early. Coriel drives, kicks, one more. Lewis trying to go 2 for 2. That one won't fall. Farrow the rebound. Pushes ahead here to Frederick. Skip pass, wide open. Powell drives, the floater in the lane. Another one for Reagan. So 4 quick points for the senior, Reagan Powell. Into the corner here, it's Lewis, guarded by Robinson. Up top, Grungo. Here's O'Hara. Ball above her head, guarded by Capoletti. Out to Fiddler. Middle matching up, man-to-man. Here comes the double team down low. Lewis spins out of it, can't finish in tight. Farrow on the move. Robinson rejected down low by Lewis. Lewis, nice pass ahead, but unable to handle it was Grungo. It'll be a turnover. Quick substitute here for the Panthers as Ella Leahy checks in. And Farrow to the bench. Here's Robinson. Capoletti. Shot on the way. They call it a three, and down it goes. So the senior Abby Capoletti from downtown. And Middle leads this one 7-3, just over 2 minutes gone by in the first. Lewis. Skip pass. Corralled nicely over there by Fiddler. Picks up her dribble. O'Hara. And she sends one into the bleachers. So another turnover for OLMA. Panthers basketball. Here's Leahy. Up top, Robinson. Now it's Powell. Capoletti from almost the same spot, that time off the mark. Saved by Powell. And Robinson comes up with it for the moment. We do have a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to the Panthers. Capoletti to trigger, gets it into Leahy in the corner. Here's Frederick. Capoletti thought about another three. Drive, dish, one more. Powell, a clean look, and down it goes. So Reagan Powell pouring in the points early. Middle leads this one 10-3. OLMA got the first bucket of the game. 10-0 run since for the Panthers. Here's Lewis. Whips a pass into the post. Good catch. No finish, though, down low. Powell wants to push. Reagan Powell poked away from behind. It'll stay with Middle. Into the corner, this is Robinson. Back to her in the post, and she's fouled on the way up. CORRADO Painting is an MTHS alumni owner-operated company with talented long-term employees known for their attention to detail and clean work environment. Since 2009, their courteous and professional painters have been servicing residential and commercial clients in Cape May County. Call CORRADO Painting at 609-602-7807 for further information. Robinson hits the first. Make it 2 for 2. A 12-0 run for middle. High post, now back deep, 3 on the way there, and nothing but net for Coryell. Second triple of the night, much needed bucket there for OLMA. Coryell has a 3, and Lewis has a 3. It ends a 12-0 run for the Panthers. Robinson over to Powell. Skip pass, Leahy left open. She'll shoot from there, off the mark. Players tumbling toward the stands there. They're going to say last touched by O'Hara. Longwith checking into the lineup for the first time for Brian Coyle's team. And it's Sarah Farrow back in for Leahy. Frederick. High post, Robinson. Farrow. Now here's Powell. Powell drives. Left it short. Again, another offensive rebound. The putback is good. Powell has 9. Looks like the Villagers went to a 2-3 zone look defensively on that trip. 14-6. Just about 3.5 to go here in the first. Here's a triple on the way off the mark that time from Fiddler. Good hustle in the corner, but saved right to middle. It's Frederick. Capoletti to Powell. Olma stays in the zone. Farrow slicing across the lane, rejected by Lewis, her second block of the night. Kicks to the corner. Tough pass over the shoulder there, back to her. Step back, difficult shot. That one is short. Maya gets the rebound off of the floor. Capoletti in the corner. Under 3 to go here in the first. Entry pass to the post. Farrow double team. She kicks opposite corner. That pass was off the mark. It's a turnover. So Olma an opportunity to chip away here. Coryell, near side, it's Lewis. Back up top to Lewis now. She drives, goes glass, and connects. So Kalia Lewis with 5. Panthers swing it. Powell, open 3. In and out that time. Frederick almost had the rebound. Lewis takes it away. Poked away from behind. Frederick dives for it, pushes it ahead to Robinson. 3-on-1. If Robinson can find a teammate, she'll try to take it herself. Offensive rebound, though, and the putback by Powell. So Reagan Powell already in double digits. She has 11. Middle, 16 points here in the first, doubling up Olma at the moment. And before the shot attempt, they're going to say a travel. Today's game brought to you in part by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by MENZ Coastline Realty, by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, by Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, by Penn Jersey Building Materials, by Sue White, Hub International Insurance, by Panthers in Action, and by CORRADO Painting. Robinson on the drive, can't get it to go. Lewis rips down the rebound, she wants to push. Lewis, good defense right on the back end there by Capoletti to force a tough shot. and she digs it out. She's off the other way. Abby behind the back, over to Powell. Another 3 on the way. That one off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by O'Hara. O'Hara up to Fiddler. We're under a minute to go here in the first. O'Hara, lefty 3 on the way. That one is good. So OLMA weathering the early storm here. Villagers within 5, 30 seconds to go here in the first. Middle maybe trying to hold for one here. We're down under 15 seconds. Capoletti. Now she goes. Frederick. Down to 6 seconds. Powell left open, top of the key. Another triple. An offensive explosion from Reagan Powell and Middle in the first. Powell with 14 points as the Panthers lead OLMA 19-11 after one. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by Corrado Painting, and by MENZ Coastline Realty.
Welcome back. Joining me for the second period of this basketball game, I'm Nathan McMaster. Beside me, Ethan Lees. 3 on the way. No good. That was attempted by Grungo. Lewis got that one.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of threes from OLMA so far, and a lot of them have connected as well. Saw quite a few down when we were filming down on the court.
Yeah, here's Maya Robinson. Capoletti to Powell. Powell tries a deep 3. That's no good. O'Neal tried to save it. Right now, Powell's leading the team with 14. Robinson with 2 and Capoletti with 3. And for OLMA, we have Coryell with 3, Lewis with 7, and Harrow with 3.
Yeah, Powell has been showing off for elite scoring this game. As you said, already has 14 points. Helped to get to that 1,000 point just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Lewis tried a deep 2 right there. That was no good. Long pass to Powell. Powell drives in. No good off the iron. Ball loose right now. Looks like Reagan Powell's going to end up with it. But they're going to call a jump ball, and that's going to be Middle Township's. Or, yeah, it's going to be Middle Township's ball. Here's Powell. Farrow, Capoletti, 3 on the way, and it is good. Abby Capoletti has 6 on the night. So Middle Township has a record of 16-2.
Yeah, Middle's also won 4 of their last 5 heading into this matchup.
Yeah, Lewis tried the 3 right there. That's gonna be recovered by OLMA. That's O'Hara. There's gonna be a foul called on the floor. It's going to be Middle Township's ball. 6:24 left in the second. Middle Township up 22-13. But yeah, OLMA handed Middle its first loss, beating them 56-40 on the 14th of January. And Cherokee most recently handed them their second loss, 51-44.
Yeah, and OLMA leading scorer, Kalia Lewis, has definitely been playing quite well today. 7 points, a little bit more than half of OLMA's points this game, as the score is 22-13 with 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Here's Powell from 3, no good. Rebounded by O'Hara. Here's Lewis bringing up the ball for OLMA. Lewis, quick pass. He was trying to find Drongo right there, and it's going to be Middle Township's ball. So 5:50 left in the second. Middle Township up 22-13.
Yeah, but as you were talking about earlier, Abby Capoletti, 6 points. All 6 off of three-pointers, showcasing that great three-point shooting she brought over from last year, and she's been great at it this season as well.
Yeah, Middle Township, the reigning South Jersey Group 2 champions.
3 years in a row.
Yeah, Capoletti to Robinson. Robinson with the save off of an OLMA player. That's off Fiddler, and it's going to be Middle Township's ball.
Yeah, that's great court awareness right there. She knows the ball's about to go out of bounds on middle, so she dives out, throws it right off the OLMA player. And that's going to be Middle Township basketball, when in another situation where she did not do that, it would have been OLMA's ball.
Capoletti trying to find a middle body. She finds Powell. Now it's O'Neal. Capoletti, now it's Powell. Looks like the ref is gonna call something on the OLMA coach.
He seems to be getting kind of heated with the referee right now. Not really sure what the call is. It is a warning for OLMA's coach.
Here's Robinson. Now it's Powell. So Middle Township trying to make sure all players touch the basketball here as Capoletti tries a deep 3 off the iron. Offensive rebound by Powell. No good. She gets her own rebound, goes up and draws the foul.
Yeah, pretty easily a foul there. You know, she tries going back up after her second try, goes for that third, and they just get her off on the foul, and that's going to be 2 foul shots for her. Looking to get up to 16 points on the afternoon.
Checked in for Middle Township, Ella Leahy and Ainsley Frederick. Looks like they're coming in for Farrow and O'Neal. So almost got a record of 5-11, 3-6 in the Cal. Middle again, 16-2, 8-1 in the Cal. As Powell hits it. So Reagan Powell with 15 on the night as a timeout is called. Panther live streams on the Middle Township Athletics YouTube channel are brought to you in part by
The Bellevue Tavern in Cape May Courthouse, located at South 9 Main Street in historic downtown Cape May Courthouse. The Bellevue Tavern is open for lunch and dinner and is also ready to host your next private party.
OLME'S Appliance Repair. For all your household appliance repair needs, call OLME'S Appliance Repair at 609-368-4444.
Penn Jersey Building Materials is your South Jersey home for concrete and concrete accessories. Penn Jersey offers a variety of products for both the professional and do-it-yourselfer. Our locations throughout New Jersey are easily accessible and new products are introduced weekly. Visit penn-jersey.net for more information and a list of their locations.
For more information about sponsoring Panther Athletic live streams, please call 609-465-1852, extension 5549. So as a timeout ends, again, scoring totals, Reagan Powell with 15, leading the Panthers, Robinson with 2, and Capoletti with 6. And for OLMA, we have Coryell with 3, Lewis with 7, and O'Hara with 3.
Yeah, this has been a great game so far, and as you were talking about earlier, OLMA did hand Middle Township their first loss of the season on January 14th with a 56-40 victory over the Panthers. We're going to see if they can bring that to 2-0 on the season against them.
Here's Capoletti as they get that steal from Longwith. Reagan Powell. Powell driving in, loses it there. Looks like it was knocked away from an OLMA player, and it's going to be Middle Township's ball. 4:38 left in the second. Middle Township up 23-13. Here's Powell. Here's Capoletti to Frederick. Frederick to Leahy. Leahy tries a three. Off the back iron, rebounded by Lewis. Here's Fiddler. Fiddler to O'Hara. She tries a three, and it is good. Gwen O'Hara has 6 on the night.
That is the second three we've seen from her, and it is the second swish. I don't think either shot hit the rim. Great shot there from her. That's one thing I like a lot about this OLMA team. They're great at passing the ball around. They're great at getting their people open from the three-point range, and they're doing a great job at it this game.
Yeah. Robinson missed a three. Frederick tried to save it. In for OLMA, Grungo. She's in for Longwith. So 3:47 left in the second. Middle Township up 23-16. Here's Coriel, now O'Hara. Coriel again. She finds Lewis. Lewis gets the foul.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul on Middle Township. You know, she tries to go up for that shot, hits her right in the arm. That's going to be 2 free throws for Lewis. Lewis right now with 7, looking to get to 9, and hopefully cut this lead to 5 points.
Yeah, Lewis is leading the team right now with 237 points so far this season. Again, that foul was on Robinson as Lewis hits it. So Lewis has 8 on the night. Second is O'Hara. Here's Capoletti. Robinson, she finds Powell. Powell driving in, tries to take it herself. No good. Offensive rebound by Robinson. She misses it. Powell grabs it herself, goes up, tries to get a foul call. Looks like Lewis is going to end up with it, and there's going to be a foul call on the floor. It's going to be OLMA's ball.
Yeah, Powell tried going up there, getting some redemption shots in, but OLMA's team was swarming her. End up getting 3 people around her, and that's going to be OLMA basketball. Score right now, 23-17, 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in this first half.
Here's Grungo to Lewis. Farrell with the steal. Capoletti now pushing the Panthers up fast. Capoletti to Frederick in the corner for 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Powell. That one's just going to be ripped away by Grungo. Stolen by Farrow. Farrow looking Powell to Capoletti. Capoletti's going to slow it down a little bit for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was a great steal by Grungo, and another great steal from Farrow. Taken away from Powell, got it right back. Middle Township now with the ball.
Here's Frederick now to Robinson. Finds Farrow on the outside, now it's Powell. Powell driving in, has Lewis on her, and they're gonna get a traveling call, and it's gonna be OLMA's basketball.
Yeah, it looked like, you know, especially when you get into the paint like that, you got 2 to 3 people around you. It is really hard to not take a few extra steps when you're not trying to, especially when you try to catch your balance like that, especially, you know, being behind the rim even. Got to make sure you get in front of it, and just right there, it's a tough play from her.
Yeah, Lewis tries a 3. No good. Robinson almost got the steal right there.
Not quite able to get that in there. Now with just 2 minutes left to play in this first half, Middle Township up by 6 points. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, here's Robinson, Frederick. Now it's Farrow. Gives it to Capoletti in the corner. 2 on her. Farrow now. Farrow in the paint. Goes up. Snatched. Here's Lewis now, and Lewis is going to get fouled.
Great steal from Lewis. Almost looked like she knew what Farrow was about to do there. Right as she turns around, goes to that shot, taken right out of her hands, and that's going to be OLMA basketball.
Yeah, so that foul was on Sarah Farrow. Here's Fiddler. Minute 35 left to go in the second. Coryell to Lewis. Lewis has 3 on her. Lewis finds O'Hara. O'Hara, 3, no good. And that's going to be knocked away by Lewis, and it's going to be Middle Township's basketball.
Yeah, with time winding down here, Middle Township and OLMA looking to both do a few things. OLMA looking to get back, hopefully tie this game, and get back within range, while Middle Township looking to extend their lead here.
Here's Powell to Frederick. Now it's Robinson. Capoletti, now it's Leahy. So Middle Township getting all players to touch the ball. It's Capoletti taking it slow. Under a minute to go in the second. Middle Township still up by 6. Here's Leahy now in the corner for 3. No good. Frederick, offensive rebound. No good. It's Coryell now bringing the ball up for OLMA. Fiddler. Under 40 to go. Looks like they're going to try to hold for 1 here. We'll see. Under 20 to go. Robinson tries to get the steal right there. Lewis driving in. There's going to be a foul call.
Great effort there by Robinson. Tried getting in there, getting that steal, trying to get one last effort in for Middle Township. And she does a good job as now, after a foul on Lewis, it looks like she's going to shoot 2 free throws, giving Middle Township at least one more chance to go out there and get some points.
Yeah, that foul was on Maya Robinson, her second of the night, as Lewis drains her first one. That puts her at 9. In to check in for OLMA, it's Longwith in for O'Hara. So the crowd's starting to come in for Middle Township as they get for the rest of this game and the game after, where it'll be Middle Township versus St. Augustine Prep. As Lewis hits the second one, here's Leahy. Looks like a warning is going to be called now on Middle's coach, John Leahy. And Abby Capoletti to inbound. Here's Powell. Powell with the double guard. Frederick now to Robinson. Robinson 2. Frederick now deep 3. Almost got it. Not a lucky bounce as time runs out.
Ooh, ring around the rosy for Frederick. Did not quite drop in as Middle Township going to keep this lead 23-19 as the clock hits 0 in the first half.
Yeah, some scoring wraps before we go into halftime. Reagan Powell with 15 on the night. Maya Robinson with 2. And Abby Capoletti with 6. And for OLMA, Coryell with 3. Lewis with 10. And O'Hara with 6. We will be back for some more Middle Township Panthers basketball.
Why Middle Township High School? Because Middle makes a difference. In the classroom, educators at Middle motivate. When it comes to the arts, our Panthers perform. Middle's Navy cadets take command. On the field and on the court, Middle Township Panthers play to win. Everyone's story is unique at Middle Township. In fact, diversity is our strength. Panthers are prepared for the next steps after high school. So why Middle Township High School? because Middle makes a difference. The Panther Experience. It's not just 4 years, it's for life. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, Penn Jersey Building Materials, Sue White Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action.
Middle Township High School.
It's not just 4 years,
It's for life.
We are Middle Township.
We are Middle Township.
Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by CORRADO Painting, and by MENZ Coastline Realty. Halftime just wrapping up here in Cape May Courthouse. Middle Township girls lead OLMA 23-19 at the break. Mike Frankel back on the call with you here in this third quarter. Frankie Castellano on our camera. You'll hear from Nathan McMaster and Ethan Lees again in the fourth. Scoring totals for that first half. Reagan Powell, a monster first quarter before she cooled off a bit. In fact, all of the Panthers did in the second quarter, but Powell still an impressive 15 points at the break. Abby Capoletti had a couple threes. She has 6. And Maya Robinson, 2 free throws. That's the total scoring for middle with 23 points. Khalil Lewis has been great at both ends of the floor. She leads the way for the Villagers with 10 so far. Gwen O'Hara has 6, and Coriel has 3. Stay on the stream all night. It'll just be this one continuous stream. We'll have the boys versus St. Augustine coming up at 7:15. In between, of course, the special Hall of Fame induction and commemoration of the 1996 girls tennis state championship team, and we'll continue to stream all throughout that. The individual inductees. Posthumously, it'll be Paul Yerk being inducted, and then should be on hand here tonight Alex Hicks, Mabel Bryan, Dennis Roberts, and Frank Rigitano also being inducted into the Middle Township School District Hall of Fame. Here we go in the second half. Villagers with the basketball, moving left to right on your screen here after the break. Starting 5 on the floor for both teams. The double down low, Lewis too strong. O'Hara the offensive rebound and the putback. And it's a 2-point game. Again, OLMA handing middle its only Cape Atlantic League loss this season. 56-40 is the final back in Newfield just a few weeks ago. So OLMA playing middle very tightly this year. Shot off of the mark that time from Robinson. And now the Villagers with an opportunity to tie or move in front. Entry pass, Capoletti, great D, as she pokes it away. Here's Powell on the bounce, 2-on-2 to Robinson, count it, and 1. Off of the assist from Reagan Powell. So Robinson to the free throw line to try and complete a 3-point play. Short on the free throw, long rebound. Powell hustling for it. She touched it last, though. It'll belong to the Villagers. The margin is 4. OLMA with the basketball. Lewis catches. Back to Fiddler. Lewis for 3, off the mark. Powell chasing down the rebound. Powell with that wrap on her left elbow today. Hasn't seemed to affect her so far. Farrow catches on the wing up top. Frederick, one more Robinson. Now here's Capoletti. 3 on the way. Down it goes. Abby's third triple of the night. She has 9 as middle extends the lead to 7. Kick to the corner. Lewis drives baseline. Contact. They're going to count that. And 1. Farrow a little bit late to get to the spot as Lewis gets it to go, plus the foul. For Farrow, that is her 3rd. So foul trouble early here in the third quarter for the Panthers. Free throw good for Lewis. She has 13. Here comes Hannah O'Neill into the lineup. Farrow to the bench with her 3 fouls. OLMA going man-to-man here. They played zone at times in that first half. O'Neill up top, Robinson. Frederick, she'll try the 3. That one's offline. Robinson, the offensive rebound. Panthers reset. Capoletti the catch. Pump up top, Robinson. She's able to drive, float, and gets the roll. So Robinson putting a nice game together. She has 6. The lead is back up to 6. Lewis catches up top into the corner now. Coriel with the 3, and down it goes. Her second triple of the night. So OLMA staying connected here. 3-point game. Capoletti catches. O'Neal up top. Here's Robinson. Powell trying to drive baseline, and she's bumped down there. That'll go against Lewis. Second team foul on the Villagers. Second personal foul on Kalia Lewis as well. Lewis, a junior. Inbound pass here to Robinson. Goes glass and gets the roll. Maya Robinson again. So Maya Robinson putting together one of her best games of the season. Lewis trying to go baseline against Robinson. They're going to get Robinson for the foul before the shot. It'll be the second team foul here of the third period on Middle. Coryell to inbound, throws it over the top. Lewis will chase it down. Coryell gets it back. And she walked. Here's Capoletti setting the offense. Left side, Frederick. Again, Farrow on the bench with those 3 fouls. And they say O'Neal walked. High post, pass off the mark, taken away by Capoletti. Pass ahead, Powell. Cut off inside by Lewis. Lewis hits the deck, and they're going to get Powell on the foul there. So that's already the third team foul with more than half of the third period remaining here. Just the first personal, though, of the night on Reagan Powell. Here's Fiddler to get it across the timeline. Dribble handoff, O'Hara. Skip pass. 3 on the way. Well, short. Fiddler chases down the rebound. Coryell, another 3 on the way, and she hits that one. Coryell has 9. It's a 2-point game. Robinson, top of the key, over to Capoletti. Powell in the corner. Drives, goes glass, didn't have the right angle, and the rebound grabbed by Coryell, nearly thrown out of bounds. OLMA able to save it. Under 3.5 remaining, skip pass. Fiddler wasn't ready for it. She's able to grab it regardless. Fiddler for the lead. That one too strong. O'Neal the rebound. Over to Powell. Frederick, now Capoletti. She'll try another 3. That one off the back iron, no good. Frederick, the offensive rebound, doing the dirty work down low. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. As Ainsley looks for her first points of the night. Today's game brought to you in part by Corrado Painting, by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, as we have a timeout on the floor, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by MENZ, Coastline Realty, by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, by Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, by Penn Jersey Building Materials, by Sue White, Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action. Again, stay with us all throughout the night. It'll be this one continuous live stream. Stay through the end of the girls' game as we have the Middle Township School District Hall of Fame induction and commemoration of the 96 girls tennis state championship team, tentatively slated for about 6:15. And then it'll be Middle Township boys taking on St. Augustine, tentatively set for 7:15. Should be a good one. Those two teams played a double overtime thriller out in Richland a couple of weeks ago. Middle Township coming away with the win in that one. In fact, the Panthers are undefeated against Cape Atlantic League competition. Middle boys trying to bounce back from a tough loss against a very good Christian Brothers Academy team on Saturday out at Stockton University. Middle girls, plenty of work to do here. Frederick at the line looking for her first points of the evening. First one rims out. She hits the second. The lead is 3. 3 minutes to go in the third. Dribble handoff, Coriel. Guarded closely by Frederick. Longwith back into the lineup as well for OLMA. Here's Lewis, guarded by Powell. Great matchup there. Lewis spinning, Powell stays with her. Kick to the corner, Coriel for 3. That one won't go. Lewis, the offensive rebound, and she's fouled by Powell on the way back up. So Lewis to the line to shoot 2. Off on the first. Again, Farrow on the bench most of this third period with 3 fouls. She's yet to score here tonight for Middle. That one sits on the rim and then falls. So 1 of 2 that time for Lewis. She has 14, and it's back to a 2-point margin. OLMA trailed by 8 after 1, cut it to 4 at the half. Villagers have been right there with Middle after beating the Panthers at home a couple of weeks ago. Capoletti catches on the baseline, works her way back out. Here's Frederick, one more Powell over O'Neal all the way to the far corner. Capoletti. Robinson, Powell, she'll try the 3. Reagan Powell, 3 more. She's up to 18. Kick to the corner. Fiddler, stop and pop. No good. Offensive rebound. Putback won't go. Another offensive board. But Longwith couldn't squeeze it. Goes off of her hands and out of bounds. .130 remaining here in the third. Frederick steps into a 3 and drills it. Ainsley Frederick from downtown. Little bit of breathing room here for Middle as the lead is now 39-31 in the late stages here in the third. Today's game brought to you in part by the Bellevue Tavern in Cape May Courthouse, located at 9 South Main Street in historic downtown Cape May Courthouse. The Bellevue Tavern is open for lunch and dinner and is also ready to host your next private party. CORRADO Painting is an MTHS alumni owner-operated company with talented long-term employees known for their attention to detail and clean work environment. Since 2009, their courteous and professional painters have been servicing residential and commercial clients in Cape May County. Call 609-602-7807 for further information. Crowd continuing to fill in here in anticipation of the between game ceremony, the Hall of Fame induction. So OLMA all of a sudden down by 8. Fiddler spinning into the corner, Coriel into the post, Lewis back up top looking for Fiddler, and that pass nowhere close. So the Panthers seizing a bit of the momentum here with about 1 minute to go in the third. Cappelletti directing traffic. Lexi Davis into the lineup for the first time, wearing number 35 in black. Panthers potentially holding for one, approaching 30 seconds to go in the third. Cappelletti over to Frederick. Here's Powell. Davis, Frederick, we're under 20 seconds to go. Panthers trying to get this last shot here. Could extend the lead to double digits heading to the fourth. Led by 8 after 1, fourth the break. Powell, pump, elbow jumper is good. 1 second to go, OLMA won't get a shot off. A perfect possession for the Panthers to close out the third. Reagan Powell and even 20 points. And it's a 10-point lead as we go to the fourth. It'll be Nathan McMaster and Ethan Lees on the call to bring you home after this.
Middle Township High School.
It's not just 4 years, it's for life.
We are Middle Township.
We are Middle Township.
Welcome back. Heading into the fourth quarter. I'm Nathan McMaster. Beside me, Ethan Lees. Middle Township up by 10 points. Middle up 41-31. Heading into the fourth.
Yeah, Middle Township bringing up the ball here, looking to hold on to this 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. OLMA playing aggressive, though, looking to fight back.
Yeah, here's Cappelletti. Now it's Powell. Powell, leading scorer tonight for Middle Township. She has 20 on the night. Here's Cappelletti in the corner. Cappelletti driving in, finds Frederick in the corner. She tries a three, and it is good. Ainsley Frederick with that three-pointer.
And what a shot there. I mean, Middle Township right here, going up 13 points. They're going to have to play kind of conservative. Can't force any shots, shouldn't force any shots. They're already up 13 points. But OLMA, on the other hand, is going to have to do quite the opposite. They are going to have to take a lot of shots, try to get the ball up as much as possible to try to get back in this game.
Yeah, speaking of that, O'Hara tried a three. That wasn't good. She has 8 on the night, though, for OLMA. Here's Davis now. She tries a three, and it is good. Not a three from the foul line, but it is good. Lewis tried to steal that one. And that's Davis' first points of the night. Here we go, deep three. That was by Coriel. Now it's Cappelletti bringing the ball up.
Yeah, and see, that's a great example of having to take those shots, having to force shots. Because when you're down 15 points with just 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in a game like this, you've got to just start taking what you can get.
As Cappelletti, she chucks a deep three. Gonna be a jump ball call there as Davis and Lewis, and it's gonna be OLMA's ball. So Middle Township up 46-31.
Yeah, and Kalia Lewis for OLMA, leading their team in scoring with 14. Looking to possibly get her a few more reps, trying to get her to get some shots up.
Here's Fiddler. Looked like that was Reigns right there.
Coryell.
Coryell. All right, here's Cappelletti. It's a POW. Now it's Davis back to Cappelletti. Davis sets the screen. She's wide open in the paint. Goes up, and it is good. And she gets the and one.
Yeah, Lexi Davis now 2 for 2. Looking to get a free throw here. Bring her total up to 5. Great drawn-up play by Middle Township. Cappelletti gets double covered, but it's perfect. Lexi Davis wide open in the paint. Able to get that layup there and to get the free throw.
Yeah, she misses the three-point play. Lewis gets the rebound. Lewis leading OLMA with 14. Here's Coryell. To Lewis. Lewis dribbles off her foot. Fiddler recovers it. Fiddler, long, no good. Cappelletti now. As Cappelletti kind of puts the brakes on right there. She's got her closely by Fiddler. Now it's O'Neal. Frederick to Davis. Davis now, she's driving in, loses it. Tries to recover it. And it looks like it's going to be out on O'Hara, Middle Township's ball.
Yeah, that's Middle Township basketball right there. She, you know, Davis tries going for the ball. O'Hara knocks it right out of bounds. They thought they had the ball. Could have been their ball, but when Davis went to get it, O'Hara tried getting it right back. Did not work. Middle Township stays up 48-33 with 4 minutes and 48 seconds left.
Yeah, so timeout called here. Middle Township, after this game and before the boys' game, Middle Township is having a Hall of Fame induction ceremony. This will include the commemoration of the 1996 girls tennis state champions.
Some of the inductees: Paul Yerk, former title-winning Panthers golf coach, assistant football coach, and 35-year English and special education teacher. Alex Hicks, 2011 NJSIAA Group 2 State Individual Golf Champion and Academic All-American Class of 2011. Mabel Bryan, former English teacher credited with inspiring generations of students over 28 years. Dennis Roberts, former longtime Board of Education president who consistently advocated for students and community. And Frank Rigatano, former longtime Panthers football coach who also led students to success as teacher, athletic director, principal for over 36 years.
So yeah, Middle Township kind of took away in this third quarter, being up 10 as compared to being up by almost 5. So they kind of took away there, leading them to get this big of a scoring gap in the fourth. So there's 4:48 left in the fourth. Middle Township up 48-33. Abby Cappelletti inbounding. Frederick in the paint, goes up, and it is good.
Yeah, OLMA has to play very, very aggressive defense here. Cannot allow any more scoring. They also have to put up as many shots as possible. Down 17 points with just 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play.
Here's
get
Lewis.
some more points on the board. And Lewis right there steps out of bounds. Middle Township now getting the ball, inbounding it right there.
Here's Powell. Cappelletti. Davis now. O'Neal. So it looks like Middle Township trying to waste as much time as possible, as Middle Township up 50-33. Here's Powell to Frederick. Now it's O'Neal. Davis to Cappelletti. Cappelletti maneuvering around traffic. O'Neal in the corner, no good. Here's O'Hara now. O'Hara to Lewis. Now it's Coryell. Coryell driving in, throws it up, no good. Try to get the foul call there. Here's Cappelletti. Frederick. Now it's Powell. So under 3 to go here in the fourth. Middle and OLMA both have 3 timeouts left. As the foul is there, time's running down, so OLMA has to now get stops.
Yeah, and they're going to call a reach-in foul there on Grungo. As Middle Township looking to waste as much time as possible. I mean, that last possession there, they wasted about 45 seconds to a minute off the clock. And that's exactly what they're going to need here. 17-point difference, Middle Township with 50 and OLMA with 33. Panther live streams on the Middle Township Athletics YouTube channel are brought to you in part by the Bellevue Tavern and Cape May Courthouse. Located at 9 South Main Street in historic downtown Cape May Courthouse, the Bellevue Tavern is open for lunch and dinner and is also ready to host your next private party. OLMER'S Appliance Repair. For all your household appliance repair needs, call OLMER'S Appliance Repair at 609-368-4444. Penn Jersey Building Materials is your South Jersey home for concrete and concrete accessories. Penn Jersey offers a variety of products for both the professional and do-it-yourselfer. Our locations throughout New Jersey are easily accessible and new products are introduced weekly. Visit penn-jersey.net for more information and a list of their locations.
So yeah, coming out of the timeout, 2:52 left in the fourth. Middle Township up 50-33. Here's Robinson to inbound. Now it's Capoletti. Capoletti, she's gonna get fouled on the floor. She's fouled by Castellini.
Yeah, and this is a product of that aggressive defense we were talking about earlier. They have to reach in. They have to try to steal the ball any way they can.
Here's Frederick now. Frederick trying to hold on as Lewis gets the steal right there. Lewis bringing it up for OLMA. That pass was deflected by Powell. Lewis now driving in, pass, and it is good. She passed it to Grungo right there, and Grungo gets her first points of the night.
Some great ball movement there by OLMA, able to get that in there.
Yeah, Lewis almost gets the steal there as John Leahy calls a timeout.
Yeah, Middle Township still up 15 points. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to play.
Yeah, some scoring wraps. Middle Township, Ainsley Frederick with 9, Reagan Powell with 20, Robinson with 8, Abby Capoletti with 9. And for OLMA, she has Grungo with 2, Coriel with 11, Lewis with 14, and O'Hara with 8. Again, I'm Nathan McMaster. Ethan Lee's on color and Frankie Castellano on the camera. So be sure to stay tuned for the Hall of Fame induction right after this. And keep staying tuned for the boys basketball game against St. Augustine Prep.
Yeah, Middle Township's last game against St. Augustine was a thriller.
Double overtime win for the Panthers.
Hoping for another thrilling matchup here today on Tom Fracco Court. Going to be exciting. I was not at that other one. Sounded like a great game. Hopefully this one is just as entertaining.
Yeah. So coming back, Middle Township has 0 fouls this fourth, and OLMA has 3. Both with 2 timeouts left, and 2 minutes 22 left on the clock. So Robinson now, long pass. That looked like a football pass right there. She throws it up, no good. Offensive rebound by O'Neal. She puts it up. That's no good either. Grungo with the rebound.
Looks like Tom Brady with that pass.
Here's Coriel to Lewis. Lewis now driving in. Finds Coriel in the corner. No good. That was by Castellini, and it's going to be out on Middle Township. OLMA ball. Looks like Fiddler and O'Hara checking back in for OLMA. Here's Coriel inbounding. Finds Fiddler. Frederick now with the steal. Less than 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Capoletti to Powell. Powell double teamed. Here's Capoletti now. Now it's back to Powell. Powell driving in. Here's Frederick. Powell refusing to get fouled. Here's Frederick now. Cappelletti to O'Neal. Coach John Leahy does not want a foul call. Here's Cappelletti now to O'Neal. O'Neal to Robinson. Robinson goes up with the layup, and it is good.
You got to get your points whenever you can. You don't want to force shots here, but if you're wide open under the basket, you got to take that layup. Middle Township extends their lead back to 17 points with just over a minute to play.
Yeah, Harris tried a floater right there as Grungo gets a tough lay.
It's going to be a timeout for OLMA with 59 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, Middle Township up 52 to 37.
And the Panthers extending their record to 17-2 on the season.
Yeah. OLMA still has a foul to give here before Middle Township goes to the line to start shooting free throws. Yeah, good game for Reagan Powell here tonight with 20. Again, with Ainsley Frederick, she is 9 on the night. Robinson with 10. She kind of got off to a slow start, but really picked it up in the second half of this game. Abby Cappelletti with 9. Really handling the ball well for Middle Township, and Lexi Davis with 4. And for OLMA, Grungo with 4. She got all those points late in the fourth. Coriel with 11, Lewis with 14, and O'Hara with 8. So under a minute to go in the fourth.
Yeah, this Middle Township team has had a lot of success this season. 17-2, like we said earlier, under Coach John Leahy, looking to add on another conference title this year. Last season won their 3rd in a row. And the future's looking really bright in Middle Township. As we were talking about earlier, Ainsley Frederick, only a junior, and even Hannah O'Neal, who is a sophomore.
Yeah, as Lewis gets the steal there, and Reagan Powell's going to end up with it. The call previous was a jump ball, and it looks like there's going to be a timeout call. So yeah, like I said, a call before that was a jump ball, arrow pointed towards Middle Township. OLMA tried to get that same call again to get it going towards them, but there's a timeout call.
Yeah, great awareness by Leahy, trying to keep this game at the same distance that it is right now. 15-point lead for Middle. Looking to hold on to that with just under a minute to play.
So again, a big thank you to Principal Dr. Amener for letting us be on the broadcast tonight and for setting up the entire stream. So a big shout out to her.
Very, very thankful to be able to do this. It's always a lot of fun to be up in the booth. Stay tuned on Wednesday, February 4th, for Middle Township versus Mainland at 5:30 p.m.
And for OLMA, stay tuned. They play Holy Spirit on Wednesday. Here's Powell inbounding, trying to find someone. She finds Cappelletti. Cappelletti to Powell. And Powell got fouled on the floor, 45.2.
Continuing to play aggressive despite the time on the clock. Middle Township inbounding it once again.
So yeah, that was the last foul OLMA had to give before Middle Township went to the line to shoot some free throws. Here's Cappelletti to inbound. Now it's Powell. Powell racing across. And she's gonna get fouled by Lewis. So Lewis has 3 fouls tonight, but she is leading OLMA with 14. Reagan Powell goes to the line to shoot 2. Reagan Powell hits the first one. She's at 21. And she hits the second one. So Reagan Powell with 22 on the night. Here's Fiddler. Frederick diving across the court. Robinson ends up with it. Now it's Powell bringing it up.
Looked to me there like it may have been a double dribble on Fiddler, but they did not call it. Still gonna be Middle Township basketball as this clock winds down. 14 seconds left. And Middle's just gonna hold on to it. Capoletti up on the logo.
Yeah, OLMA accepting it now. So Middle Township gets revenge on OLMA as they win 54-37.
Some scores on this game: Ainsley Frederick with 9, Reagan Powell with 22, Maya Robinson with 10, Abby Capoletti with 9, Lexi Davis with 4, and for OLMA, Luca Grungo with 4, Caitlin Coriel with 11, Kalia Lewis with 14, and Gwen O'Hara with 8.
So again, stay tuned for the Hall of Fame ceremony after this, and then the boys basketball as they take on St. Augustine Prep. Again, I'm Nathan McMaster, Ethan Lees on the color commentary, and Frankie Castellano on the camera. We'll see you soon.
Why Middle Township High School? Because Middle makes a difference. In the classroom, educators at Middle motivate. When it comes to the arts, our Panthers perform. Middle's Navy cadets take command. On the field and on the court, Middle Township Panthers play to win. Everyone's story is unique at Middle Township. In fact, diversity is our strength. Panthers are prepared for the next steps after high school. So why Middle Township High School? Because Middle makes a difference. The Panther Experience. It's not just 4 years, it's for life.
All right, if we could have everybody take your seats, we're going to be starting this ceremony momentarily. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Dr. Sharon Rementer, Principal of Middle Township High School. Thank you for being here tonight to celebrate something truly special. The newest inductees into the Middle Township Hall of Fame and the 30-year anniversary of an extraordinary group of young women, the 1996 Girls State Championship tennis team. Back in 2020, while I was serving as the athletic director, I had an idea. One of those ideas that I just couldn't let go. That idea was to create a Hall of Fame for Middle Township, a place to honor the people who shaped the district, elevated our programs, and left a lasting impact on our students, our schools, and our community. With the support of Dr. Salvo and the Board of Education, that idea became a reality, and then the real work began. In our first induction class, we had the privilege of recognizing 15 truly remarkable individuals who met and exceeded the criteria for this honor. Calvin Beck, Judge Ray Batten, Bernie Blanks, Ted Bryan, Andrew Doherty, Stedman Graham, Fred Grossi, Judy Jenkins, Dr. Ted Johnson, Gladys Loriello, Richard Ludwig, Bob Penkethman, John Roberson, Frank Stackhouse, and Lee Westcott. In 2023, we proudly added 6 more outstanding inductees: Bob Metz, Marco Ginyard, Steve Seymour, Dr. P.D. Moore, Damon Troy, and the late Gloria Hodges. And that brings us to tonight. This evening, we will induct 5 more exceptional individuals into the Middle Township Hall of Fame, along with honoring the 1996 girls tennis team, state champions whose achievement still stands as a shining moment in our athletic history now, 30 years later. It is important as a school district and as a community that we take the time to recognize those who have impacted Middle Township in meaningful ways. These are educators, leaders, athletes, mentors, and advocates who help build what we benefit from today. Middle Township is a strong community. We come together when we need to, and often when we don't have to, because that's who we are. Tonight is about connection, it's about legacy, and it's about making sure our youth can put a face to a name, understand the shoulders they stand on, and respect the trailblazers who came before them, many of whom are the reason we have the opportunities, traditions, and pride we enjoy today. So with that, I hope you enjoy this evening. Today is not only a celebration for our inductees, it is a celebration of the Middle Township family. Once a Panther, always a Panther. Thank you.
All right, now we will first take a step back in time, 30 years to be exact, when we were all a little bit less gray. Many of you weren't even born. It was the fall of that year when Coach Tracy Hall put together one of the greatest teams in the history of Middle Township High School. As you can see, there are only 6 state champion banners hanging on this wall, and one of them belongs to Coach Hall's 1996 girls tennis team. In addition to Coach Hall and assistant coach Lionel DeRozier, here tonight with us are team members Reagan Campbell, Miranda Campbell, Allison Brewer, Lauren Anzalone, and Rachel Morse. Not able to be here, but hopefully watching the live stream are Alethea DeRozier, Swapna Mehta, and Joanna Newdeck. To set the scene, Coach Hall's team went 26-2 that season, won the prestigious Morristown Classic, and captured its second straight South Jersey title by defeating Mainland in the sectional match. The team then got past Princeton in the state semifinal to earn a trip to Mercer County Park to face Ramapo in the state Group 3 title match. Winning the first 2 matches in the championship were Reagan Campbell, who was a senior playing first singles okay. And her sister Miranda, who was a sophomore and played third singles. Alethea DeRozier's at second singles won her match to clinch the championship 3-2 over Ramapo. We are so happy to welcome back members of that memorable team. With that, I will hand over the microphone to Coach Hall, who wants to say a few words about that unforgettable season.
Thank you.
Do you want it out? Hold it or
No, it's okay. Okay. He took my speech. No, we wanted to thank the school and everybody involved for doing this for us. It's very thoughtful. Having retired from here, you usually see me sitting over there doing the book at the basketball games. So I get to look at that banner pretty often. And as someone said to me the other day, you know, that was amazing that they could do that. It's so hard to win a state title. Has anybody up here won a state title? I was lucky enough in high school to win a state title, so I know what it's like. And it's such a great experience to have that. As a matter of fact, it's 50 years this year that we won ours, and we're going to have a reunion. Someone asked me, what are those 2 losses up there? That's the first thing they asked me. The Tournament of Champions at the end of the season, which everybody loses. And we went to a tournament in Livingston, New Jersey. We were invited to early in the season, where we lost, but we got some great experience. It was very good for them. But other than that, it was all wins. In '94, we went to the South Jersey Finals and lost. In '95, we got to the South Jersey Finals and won, but lost in the state semifinal. And then in '96, they won everything. I mean everything. When he mentioned the Morristown Classic, you get invited to that. Morristown puts people in semi-pro tennis. They have access to indoor courts. We don't have any of that. But we won that tournament, beating Cherry Hill East in the final. On the way, yes. And on the way to the state finals, beating Rancocas Valley, Mainland, Princeton, and Ramapo. Not bad. And one last thing, there's also a tournament every year, they still have it, for all the schools, all the groups to go in the middle of the season to find the best player in all of South Jersey. You go, you lose, you go home. Guess who won? Our player. So this was a once-in-a-lifetime team, and they should be very proud of themselves. I'm sorry for the 3 girls that couldn't be here. They were very upset they couldn't be here. But I did have a few statistics. Our #1 player, Reagan Campbell, went on to play in college. In 4 years, her record was 97-15. First team CAL, 4 years. All South Jersey, 3 years. All State, 2 years. One All South Jersey, as I mentioned just a minute ago. And these are the nicest girls you'd ever want to talk to. So how lucky was I? Our #2 player could have been the #1 player on any other team except for Reagan being here. She's not here, she's in South America. Her dad is here, who did help us. Her record was 89-21. She played in college at Western Maryland and has the school record for most wins by a female. And then we have Miranda. We couldn't figure out how many wins she had in 4 years. It's lost to time, but I'm sure it's in the 90s also. They can fight about it when they get home. And our doubles players, Lauren Anzalone, Allison Brewer, Joanna Newdeck, who couldn't be here, Swapna Mehta, and Rachel Morse. But lastly, if you look at the banners, all 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3, Katie Jackson is a part of all 3 of them. So I know we have a lot to do here, but thanks very much for doing this for us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Next up, we will introduce 5 new members of the Middle Township School District Hall of Fame. First, we'd like to invite the family of Mr. Paul Yerk to join us at the podium. To induct Coach Yerk, please welcome former Middle Township High School principal and athletic director, Frank Rigitano.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to visit with us this evening on this special evening. Only at Middle Township can you get a call from the athletic director and the principal where they address you with congratulations. You're being inducted in the Hall of Fame, and by the way, you got to work that night as well. So here I am, working and an induction at the same time, all in good fun, and I'm very happy to do this. But I'm going to talk about Paul Yerk, one of my best friends, and one person that I looked up to more than anybody in education. Paul worked in this district for 35 years. In 1969, he took a job as an English teacher and the varsity boys golf coach. Coached the golf team for over 30 years, a lot of years. And he guided them to 2 Cape Atlantic League championships, 1975 and 1985. During that time, he posted an overall record of 350 wins, 238 losses, but that record enabled him to be inducted into the Coaches Hall of Fame in 2003. When I was 28, I became the head football coach here at the high school, and I felt like I needed an older person to work with me, or at least somebody that had some experience, and I really reached out to Paul and asked him if he would be an assistant coach. Of course, he had to clear that at home, and he did that by saying to me, he introduced the term domestic tranquility. Well, I thought that had a lot to do with government, and it does. It refers to peace and calm within a country. But his form of domestic tranquility was with his wife at home and the family. And he said, listen, I'd love to coach, but I got to get clearance from the boss. And the boss is right here. And then he had other bosses, the children, who were big in Paul's life, so much so that they even came to the football games. And part of him coming on board and coaching with me was, he said, listen, there's going to be times when the boys are going to have to come with me. I said, that's no problem. I would enjoy having them around. And I don't know how old Danny was in our first year where we coached, but we won our first game. And in our second game, we lost 38-0 to Hamilton. And as was the case, we would have a situation where we would get together after games as a coaching staff. Sometimes we went to restaurants. Most times we went to houses. We went to Coach Wonder's house, and Danny was there. And I don't know how old Danny was back then, about 10. And he's sitting at Wonder's house, and we were kind of depressed, and 38-0. And Danny looks me in the face with all of us sitting around, and we're eating sandwiches and stuff. And he says, Mr. Riggs, you shouldn't be that upset. I said, oh, come on, Danny, we lost 38-0. He goes, yeah, but if they'd have scored all their extra points, it would have been 44-0. So the comedy in the family came along, and Paul was a jokester, and the domestic tranquility thing carried a large sum with me all the time. In so much so that one time, last story, promise, I've been given a limit by Dr. Rementer, so I'm going to speak quickly. But we were scouting at Hamilton one day, and we were at the Maplewood Inn in Hamilton, and we were eating, and I didn't order anything. I ordered a salad, and he ordered sausage, homemades, salad, garlic bread, soup to nuts, everything. And he says, I can't believe you're not going to order. I'm the boss at home. I decide. You tell Jeanette that you're going to eat dinner, and then you'll eat when you get home, and she'll like it. I said, okay, Paul, I'll try that. We'll see how that works. All right? But as fate would have it, the Lord got Paul that day, because when Paul got home after eating all that food, Sally had gotten rid of the kids, the candles were on the table, and she had made a homemade pasta dinner, which he had to force down after eating all that food at the Maplewood, and he never told her, so I'm telling that story right now. I forgot I'd save that one. He ate everything. All kidding aside and all stories aside, he had a very huge impact in my life as a coach, a friend, a teacher, and a mentor. He meant so much to so many people. He loved his players and his students, and they really loved him. And we miss him terribly. We're very fortunate to have him in our lives, and we look forward to that time in the sun where I can sit down with him and have a cigar and a brandy and chat about the good times. Paul York, induction this year. Paul York.
Our next inductee is Alex Hicks. Come on out, Alex. Alex is a member of the Middle Township High School class of 2011. During his time here, he was arguably the best golfer in school history, being named the Press of Atlantic City Golfer of the Year all 4 years. He was also named a CAL All-Star all 4 years. Won the prestigious Carl Arena Tournament his freshman year, captured the Cape Atlantic League Individual Championship 2 times, the South Jersey Group 2 Individual Championship 3 times, and finished his career with the 2011 NJSIAA Group 2 State Individual Championship and was named to the All-State team. Alex also excelled in the classroom, earning academic All-American honors in his senior year. Alex holds 2 distinct school golf records, the lowest scoring average of 34.6 and, at the time, the all-time lowest score 32 until his brother David scored a 31 in his senior season. Alex went on to play collegiately at William & Mary. Alex currently resides in Conshohocken and works in AI for SAP. Once again, Alex Hicks. Our next inductee was a 28-year teacher at Middle Township High School. We'd like to invite Mrs. Mabel Bryan and her family. We've got a lot more of her family coming down to join from the other end of the gymnasium. And since we can never get enough of them, here to induct Mabel Bryan, please welcome back Frank Rigitano.
Okay, thank you, Chuck. As the Bryan family moves down here, Mabel was a teacher, as Chuck mentioned, 28 years English in the township, in the high school. Her passion for teaching English and her genuine care and concern for her students and compassion was very inspiring to all of us. She set high standards in the classroom, encouraged students to challenge themselves. She motivated generations of students to reach their fullest potential and left a lasting impression on everybody that she came in contact with. But that's not only in the classroom, she did that outside the classroom as well. One time I was eating in the faculty lounge, which I rarely did, and Mabel was in there and we were talking about Black History Month, and I come to find out that she was a princess, right? And see, people think I forgot this, but Mabel, about a week or so after that, took her lunch break and went over to Dennis Township Elementary School and made a presentation for my son Matt's class about her cultural background and her history, and took the her time away from school to do that for my son and my family, and I've never forgotten it. And that's the kind of person that Mabel's always been. I'd like to give her a round of applause for that. And in addition to that, she got this sneaky laugh and this sneaky smile. I mean, it's really sneaky, and if you're not paying attention, it'll jump on you, especially the laugh. So when I became the department chairperson, and I was trying to think of things, and it was a tough department, believe me. Still a tough department. But I was trying to think of things that would generate some comfort and some laughs as the meetings would run and how I would conduct them. So I would always think, how can I make Mabel laugh? What was the way that I could get Mabel to laugh? Well, this past spring, we did a retirement party for Dr. Salvo, and I had some jokes in the retirement party, in the presentation, and I was concerned because obviously there were some things that only certain people would know, but I was counting on Mabel. I was counting on Mabel to give me that chuckle. And I talked about Dr. Martinez See, there it is, right there. Remember Dr. Martinez, Mabel? So I talked about Dr. Martinez and what Dr. Salvo did with me with regard to having to meet with Dr. Martinez, and it was real quiet in the room upstairs at the Bellevue, and Mabel let that laugh out where you could hear it throughout the entire room. And it was something that really we all looked forward to. It was always there for us, and she was very, very quick to share that and help you in any way possible. So without further introduction or ado, I give you Mabel Bryan, this year's induction.
And now at this time, would you please welcome to the podium former Superintendent of Middle Township Schools, Dr. David Salvo, to induct Dennis Roberts and Frank Rigitano.
I would like to introduce Dennis Roberts and his family. Before I get started, I want to congratulate all the inductees today. I do have a connection to most of them. Paul Yerk, when I was principal here, taught for me. He also, when I played football at Hamilton, was coaching at Middle. And Alex's uncle, Bo, was the quarterback on the team we played against, and Paul was the coach. I won't tell you what the score was, but we lit their ass up that day, but I won't get into that. And Mabel, of course, worked for us, so congratulations, guys. Dennis Roberts. Dennis is a widely respected community leader and business person in Cape May County. He's the managing partner of Cape May Hospitality Group and longtime owner of the Bellevue Tavern, a local institution that reflects his deep roots in this community. Dennis has dedicated decades of service to education and civic life. He served on the Middle Township Board of Education for more than 20 years, including many years as board president, where his steady leadership helped guide district planning, labor negotiations, and significant facility improvements. His commitment to ethical and effective governance continues through his service as commissioner on the New Jersey School Ethics Commission, supporting accountability and integrity in public education statewide. An active member of the Middle Township Chamber of Commerce, Dennis has also given countless hours to coach in youth sports, including Middle Township Rec basketball, as well as Avalon lacrosse. His impact extends far beyond the classroom and boardroom, shaping opportunities and experiences for generations of local students and families. Throughout his career, Dennis has been recognized for his thoughtful leadership, unwavering commitment to education, and meaningful contributions to the quality of life in Middle Township. Community tributes consistently highlight his collaborative spirit and strong partnerships with municipal government and civic organizations. On a personal note, Dennis has been a trusted friend and mentor to me for many years. His guidance, integrity, and steady counsel have made a lasting impact not only on this community, but on my professional and personal journey. He also reminded me anybody with the ticket today gets a free dessert with every entree when you go to the Bellevue. Dennis, congratulations to you and your family on your well-deserved induction to the Middle Township Hall of Fame. This honor reflects a legacy of service, leadership, and dedication that will continue to inspire our community for years to come. Congratulations. Our next inductee is Frank Riccitano, along with his wife, Jeanette. Tonight we honor a man whose name is woven into the fabric of Middle Township athletics, education, and community life. Frank retired as the most winning high school football coach in Cape May County history. That alone tells you plenty: longevity, consistency, and a whole lot of Friday nights that don't end till very late. But before anyone checks the record books too closely, his girls' flag football coaching record is still under review. Also, who knew Coach Riccitano would get in the Hall of Fame before Bill Belichick? Early in his tenure, Frank made history by leading Middle Township to its first ever varsity state playoff appearance in 1994. That moment set the tone for what would become a sustained run of success. Under his leadership, the Panthers earned 7 state playoff appearances, an impressive feat for any program, especially a proud, hard-nosed South Jersey school that often had to outwork bigger opponents. His teams just didn't compete, they won. Frank's legacy goes far beyond wins and losses. He was a program builder, a player developer, someone who emphasized discipline, fundamentals, accountability, and pride in wearing that Middle Township across your chest. His teams reflected him, preparation, resiliency, and connected to the community they represented. And perhaps most importantly, he built something that lasted, producing competitive teams across generations of student athletes. Before he picked up a whistle, Frank was a standout athlete himself. At Susquehanna University, he starred in football and baseball, earning all MAC honors as a place kicker. I'm not going there, but it was a place kicker. That success carried him all the way to an NFL training camp with the Buffalo Bills, an experience few of us ever get to claim. But Frank didn't just lead on the field. He spent decades serving students and families as principal, athletic director, English teacher, and head football coach, right here at Middle Township High School. Beyond the school walls, his work in education and recreation reflects a lifelong commitment to youth development, community sports, and local programming throughout Middle and Dennis Township. Frank Riccitano didn't coach teams, he shaped lives, built culture, and strengthened an entire community. Frank, on behalf of the Middle Township, congratulations to you and your family on this most well-deserved honor. Welcome to the Middle Township Wall of Fame, a place where your legacy will stand permanently, just like the impact you made on many students, athletes. Thank you.
And once again, thank you everybody to coming out for our ceremony tonight. One more round of applause for our inductees, and we'd like to invite our inductees and their families and guests back to the media center tonight. And then stay tuned, we've got one more game of basketball coming at you right next. Middle Township versus St. Augustine.
Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by Corrado Painting, and by MENZ Coastline Realty. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, Penn Jersey Building Materials, Sue White Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action.
Good evening and welcome to the Tom Farraco Court here at Middle Township High School for tonight's game between the St. Augustine Hermits and Middle Township Panthers. This contest is being conducted according to the rules of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators can promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated, could subject the violator to ejection, and may result in penalties being assessed to your team. Everyone is requested to take a personal responsibility for keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship. This evening, Middle Township High School's Navy National Defense Cadet Corps will be presenting the colors. The National Ensign is carried by Cadet Shiley Thron. The Navy Ensign is carried by Cadet Olivia Lloyd. The two riflemen are Cadet Alex Quintero on the left and Cadet James Phelps on the right. Please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the national anthem. Please remove your hats and place your right hand over your heart. Veterans of the armed forces may render a hand salute. National anthem this evening will be sung by Middle Township High School junior Madison McNeil.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, everyone, to Cape May Courthouse. If you've been with us all night, welcome back. If you're just joining us, good evening from Tom Farraco Court as the Middle Township boys get set to take on St. Augustine in a highly anticipated Cape Atlantic League clash. Meeting number 2 of the season between these teams. First time around went to double overtime as Middle won in Richland a few weeks ago, 81-78. Mike Frankel on the call with you to begin this one. Frankie Castellano on our camera. You'll hear from Nathan McMaster and Ethan Lees throughout the night as well. Busy night here in Courthouse as the Middle Township girls took care of OLMA, getting some revenge from a loss earlier in the season to begin the night. And then, of course, the Middle Township School District Hall of Fame ceremony taking place between games. So this one originally slated for a 7:15 tip. Going to be tipping a little bit closer to 7:30 here tonight. So starters being introduced for both teams, and both teams dealing with some injuries. And taking a look down on the court, we'll get you the Hermit starters in just a moment as the house lights dim and Middle Township starters being introduced. Middle comes in with a mark of 10-7 overall, trying to bounce back from a loss against Christian Brothers Academy at Stockton University on Saturday at the Metro Classic. Here's how they'll line up for head coach Lamar Greer. It'll be junior Mason Morawski in the starting 5, along with St. Augustine transfer Jaleo Wakefield, another junior. Adam Wabesh slots into the starting 5 tonight. He is a senior alongside seniors Chase Moore and Wildwood Catholic transfer Alex Daniel. Middle will be without Kanye Perkins tonight. Perkins injured during warm-ups in an unfortunate incident, so a late scratch for this one. And it's been a smaller rotation of late for the Panthers. That rotation maybe getting a little bit smaller with the injury to Perkins during pregame here tonight. Looks like the starting five for St. Augustine. Brendan Westcott taking over as head coach tonight, and our well wishes and thoughts with longtime St. Augustine head coach Paul Rodeo. Big get well soon to Coach Rodeo, but Westcott will be leading the charge over there. They'll line up like this. Bryce Clark is a junior point guard, Camden Catholic transfer. Zabron Bartley is a freshman in the starting five tonight. It's senior Kyle Helfenstein manning the middle. And then alongside those three, it'll be Dylan Delanoche, a freshman, alongside AJ Kuzmine, who is a sophomore. So we are underway, just about 15 minutes late here. Obviously, that's St. Augustine in white, moving right to left on your screen here in this first half. Middle Township in their home black uniforms. Panthers match up man-to-man to begin the night. Helfenstein, hands off. Clark for three. The junior approaching 1,000 career points. He's got a chance to get it tonight with a monster game. Off to a good start. Wakefield gets things set up here for middle. Wabash with the catch top of the key. They work it to the baseline here. This is Alex Daniel muscling in. The fade, couldn't get it to go. And the rebound by Delanoche. Here's Clark. Kuzmine. And now it's Clark. Up top, Helfenstein spinning in the lane. Pivot, the fade, soft touch from the big fella, but it rolls off the front of the rim. Just over a minute gone by, middle seeking its first points of the night. Here's Chase Moore, low post, Daniel. Daniel had a big game in the loss against CBA. Keeps it rolling here, the first two of the night for the Panthers. Daniel and Wakefield not in the lineup the first time these teams played, not yet eligible due to the transfer rule. There's Zabron Bartley, the freshman, sinks two. Middle Township undefeated against Cape Atlantic League competition. Likely the #1 seed in the upcoming Cape Atlantic League tournament. St. Augustine having a season kind of similar to last year, where maybe flying under the radar a bit. And a whistle comes in, officials timeout here. Looks like there may be a blood issue with Wakefield. Having a similar season, I should say, to last year. Kind of flying under the radar, but last year it was a St. Augustine team that made it all the way to the Cal tournament final and then won that game over Wildwood Catholic. All kinds of injury trouble right now for middle as Wakefield sprints into the locker room. So now it's sophomore Angelo Panzini into the lineup. Panzini part of the rotation in limited form so far this season. But the five on the floor right now for middle are really the only five healthy at this very moment that are part of the rotation, at least lately. So here we go. Inbound to Wabash. Turns, up top, three on the way, top of the key. Daniel, back iron, no good. Tip, controlled by Bartley. Bartley turns on the gas. Tough shot along the baseline, well short. Daniel able to corral the rebound. Passes ahead, Moralski. Pump, deep two on the way. That one won't go, and the rebound ripped down on the far side by Delanoche. Here's Clark getting things set up here for the Hermits. Helfenstein back to Clark in front of the middle bench. Bartley thought about a three. Elbow jumper, gets the roll. The freshman's been an impactful player so far this season for St. Augustine. He's got 4 early points tonight. Chase Moore slices down the lane, gets 2. The senior Moore has been the anchor of this Middle Township team so far this season. Ton of varsity experience. Matched up with Bartley on this possession. down low. Kusmine had it stripped away. Moore comes up with it. Gets it ahead. Morowski leans in, left it short. Battle for the board. Clark comes up with it. Clark around Moore, still on the move. He'll pull up from the elbow. That one, no good. Panzini the rebound. 7-4 Hermits approaching the midway point of the first quarter. Morowski picks up his dribble in the corner. They'll reset through Panzini. Aaron Jones getting set to check in for the Hermits. He's a senior at the next whistle. Deep three on the way. Morowski didn't get the roll. Daniel, the offensive rebound, put back too strong. Moore, another opportunity, and he's fouled on the way up. So Chase Moore will go to the free throw line for the Panthers to shoot two. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Corrado Painting, by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by MENZ Coastline Realty, by Victoria's Boutique, Cape May, by Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, by Penn Jersey Building Materials, by Sue White, Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action. Moore hits them both, and now a turnover. Middle gets it right back. Panzini on the handle. So Jones checks in for St. Augustine. Here's Moore going to work against him. Finds Wabash, thought about a three, back to Moore. Deep post, Daniel carved out position, and he gets two easy ones on the inside. Perkins has just made his way back to the middle bench. It looks like he will not be playing tonight, though, as Bartley nearly banked in a three. Spun out, Panzini off the other way. Morowski around a screen up top. Daniel, he'll pull from three. No good, battle for the board, and Wabash commits the foul as he bumps Clark. That'll be the first team foul of the period on Middle. Panthers on top, 8-7. So Jacob Plenn in off of the bench. Plenn, a sophomore who was in the starting five to begin the season for St. Augustine. He's been working his way back from an injury, and he'll give it a go tonight with that left leg heavily wrapped. Gets a touch up top. Bartley poked away by Moore. Moore's on the ground. Trying to look for someone, though. Tried to get it to Wabash. Moore's back on it. Rugby scrum at midcourt. And we have a jump ball. Possession to the Panthers. Wakefield back on the bench also, by the way, for Middle, who's all of a sudden dealing with some injury concerns here. We'll see if he's able to come back in. Moore, pump fake, top of the key, Morowski. He pulls for three and hits. Morowski from downtown. He had a monster game in the loss against Paul Sixth just about a week ago. Plenn picks up his dribble, finds Clark up top. Clark spinning. Good D there from Panzini and turns him away. Middle 4-point lead. St. Augustine with the basketball. 2 minutes to go in the first. Panzini, Clark, contact, no whistle. Couldn't get it to go. Moore the rebound. Gets it ahead to Morowski. Picks up his dribble. Gets it back out to Moore. Head coach Lamar Greer calls out the set. Morowski around a screen up top. Wabash, kick, corner, Panzini. Contact. Ball loose on the floor. They say he last touched it. Good defense there from Clark. And it's a turnover. Delanoche back into the lineup. Johnny Godfrey also checks in for the first time. Godfrey, a junior. Looks like his younger brother, Andrew Godfrey, not available tonight. Also a freshman who started a number of games for St. Augustine this season. Both of these teams battle-tested, playing some tough competition. Middle certainly has the edge in Cal games. But again, these teams went to double OT the last time they played. There's a steal by Morawski. Daniel gets it ahead, Panzini. Panzini spinning up top. Morawski one more. Wide open Wabash. Here comes the double team. Strong finish from the senior Adam Wabash. Under a minute to play. Middle on the run here. Now leading by 6. Perkins making his way back to the locker room. And again, likely not to play tonight after sustaining an injury in warm-up. Hermits holding for now. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Clark working against Moore, gets the step. Still on the move. What bounce there as he gets the roll. Still 14 seconds for Middle to work with. Under 10 now. Panzini kicks. That pass was poked away by Godfrey. 6.6 on the clock. As Clark showing off the athleticism on the drive down at the other end. Taking on all comers. He's got 5 so far in the first. Short time for Middle here. Under 5 seconds. Moore spinning. 3 seconds. And the Panthers won't get a shot off as Jones tumbles on top of Moore to close the first. But a good one so far after one. Middle on top 13-9. Nathan McMaster and Ethan Lees will be with you for the call of the second period. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by Corrado Painting, and by MENZ Coastline Realty.
Welcome back to the second half of Middle Township Basketball live streams. I'm Nathan McMaster. And on the color commentary, Ethan Lees. Driving in, 3 on him. Pass out, Clark for 3, and he drains it. Bryce Clark knocks that one down for the Hermits. Jaleel Wakefield back in for Middle Township. Here's Adam Wabash to Chase Moore. Chase Moore in the paint, and they're gonna call a traveling violation on Chase Moore. And it's gonna be the Hermits basketball.
Yeah, but going back, Middle Township 13, St. Augie's 12, St. Augustine 11-9 on the season, Middle Township 10-7. 9-0 in their conference though, playing very well in the Cal, but 1-7 outside.
Here's Clark now, guarded by Wakefield. Wakefield back in after a mishap in the first. Clark now driving in, trying to get the foul call, and he drains that one. Clark has 10 on the night.
Clark has been balling out for him in this first half.
Yeah, and that puts the Hermits up by 1. 6:52 left in the second. Here's Moore now to Morawski. He tries a 3 and he drains it. Mason Morawski responds back and drains that one to put the Panthers up.
Morawski showcasing that three-point shooting that he is so well known for.
Helfenstein in the paint. Gave that one to Bartley, and he gets that one.
Yeah, this is a great back-and-forth game. As we were talking about earlier on the girls' broadcast, last time Middle Township and St. Augie's played, it went into double overtime. But this game right here, tied 16-16. Both teams playing very aggressively. Both teams playing really well.
Yeah, they're going to call a travel on Alex Daniel. Middle fans not happy about that after he made the bucket. So here we go. Here's Clark. Now Bartley. Helfenstein, deep two, and he drains it.
Great shot over at Daniel's head there. I mean, Helfenstein is the tallest player on the court right now. You can see it right there. Just shot it right over his head. Kind of hard to block it when you got somebody who's, you know, taller. He's very lanky as well, able to get that ball over. And that right there, shot from Alex Daniel for 2 to tie this game right back up.
Good shootout. 3 ball on the way. DeLance, no good. Long pass. Morawski now. 3-on-2 right now. Pulls up. Thought about a 3. No, not. And they're going to call a travel on Chase Moore again. So that's his second travel just of this second quarter.
Wow.
And there's going to be a timeout called. All tied up 18-18. 5 minutes 18 left in the second. Some scoring wraps so far. Chase Moore with 4. Adam Babash with 2, Mason Morawski with 6, and Alex Daniel with 6. And for St. Augustine, Bryce Clark balling out for the Hermits. He's got 10 on the night. Bartley with 6, and that's all.
Helfenstein also had that too.
Yeah, Helfenstein with the 2 as well. Panther live streams on the Middle Township Athletics YouTube channel are brought to you in part by the Bellevue Tavern and K-May Courthouse, located at 9 South Main Street in historic downtown K-May Courthouse. The Bellevue Tavern is open for lunch and dinner and is also ready to host your next private party. So Bartley bringing it up for the Hermits, guarded closely by Chase Moore. Here's Helfenstein now. He's got 2 on him. Trying to find someone. He finds Clark. Clark now leading the Hermits. Long pass, quick pass. Guarded by 2. That's Kosmine. Deep 3 from Helfenstein. No good. Morawski fighting for it. And there's going to be a whistle blown jump ball in favor of the Panthers.
Yeah, great rebound there by Moore. They tried stealing it out. It's going to be a jump ball, and Moore playing great this game. As we were saying earlier, already 4 points. He's the leader in not only points, but also rebound and assists for this Middle Township basketball team.
That indeed. Here's Wakefield. Wakefield finds Daniel. Now it's Chase Moore. Moore struggling in the paint. He tries to get a shot up, and he gets it.
Tough bucket right there by Moore, playing through the contact and playing through the crowded paint, able to get that layup there.
Here's Helfenstein going to work, and he drains the mid-ranger. He's got 4 on the night. Long pass to Morawski. Morawski drive in, backwards layup, and he gets it.
And this game is back and forth. Both teams trading buckets. Let's see who falls first.
Clark now driving in, Morawski. It's a 2-on-1 right now. Puts on the brakes, gives it to Wabash. He thought about a 3. Slows it down for the Panthers.
You definitely got to regroup. They've got a lot of momentum. If they're able to get a shot here, the momentum will just increase.
Helfenstein gets the steal. He's traveling through, and he gets the tough lay.
Wow, coast to coast behind the back. Great play by him. Again, very entertaining first half of basketball here on Tom Farraco Court.
Here's Daniel now. Daniel going to work in the paint, throws it up and he gets it.
Now a timeout.
Yeah, timeout called. Middle Township up 24-22 with 3:31 left in the second.
But Daniel has really been stepping up as the big man. Kanye Perkins listed as out just before the game with a concussion. But Daniel has come in here and he's been really powering this Middle Township offense, especially in the paint, getting these layups. And he's been one of the key factors in Middle Township's early game here.
Yeah. OLME'S Appliance Repair. For all your household appliance repair needs, call OLME'S Appliance Repair at 609-368-4444.
Penn Jersey Building Materials is your South Jersey home for concrete and concrete accessories. Penn Jersey offers a variety of products for both the professional and do-it-yourselfer. Our locations throughout New Jersey are easily accessible and new products are introduced weekly. Visit penn-jersey.net for more information and a list of their locations. For more information about sponsoring Panther Athletics live streams, please call 609-465-1852, extension 5549.
So some previous for Middle Township. Middle Township lost their previous game to the Christian Brothers Academy up at the Metro Classic playing at Stockton University. You know, I was at that game and they lost by 20-something. And I mean, Middle Township's record, don't let that confuse you. This is still a powerful squad.
Yeah, especially within the Cal, 9-0 as we were talking about earlier. They've been really powerful against, especially their own rivals in South Jersey.
Yeah, Middle Township is 9-0 in the Cape Atlantic League. The Hermits lost to Haddonfield 52-51, so tight game for them. Looks like it's going to be another one as Middle Township only leads by 2 right now. So Kyle Helfenstein holding the ball right now. Here's Clark now, the leading scorer for the Hermits. Helfenstein back to Clark. Clark, he tries a 3 off the back iron, rebounded by Babash. Now it's Chase Moore. Wakefield to Babash. Morowski now. Moore now to Babash. He tries a 3. No good. Wakefield with the offensive rebound. He's going up, and they're going to call a charge on that play. It didn't look like he pushed them that hard.
It didn't, but you know, especially in this game, you got to try to take as many fouls as you can. You got to try to draw as many fouls as you can. And right there, you know, he saw his opportunity to kind of, you know, maybe flop a little bit, but that's just the game of basketball, you know, especially when somebody's powering through you. You don't want him to get a score. Sometimes it's important, it's necessary to flop just to make sure that they don't get that bucket and that you're able to get the ball back.
Here's Clark now. Gives it to Plen. Now it's Helfenstein. He tries a mid-range. No good. Clark, offensive rebound. Goes up. He's got 2 on him. Tries to get the foul call. Panzini now. And he's going to be fouled on the floor. Middle Township basketball.
Yeah, Panzini, having subbed in earlier in the first quarter, has had a very, very good time guarding Bryce Clark, especially in that first quarter. We saw him playing very aggressively, very up in his face. Some people in the crowds calling for fouls, but none given. They're letting the guys play out, and it's been a great rivalry between the 2 of them.
Yeah, so in for St. Augustine, Aaron Jones, excuse me. Here's Moore now. They left him wide open. He tries a light. That's a tough one. Clark now with the rebound. He's bringing it up. Clark now, quick pass to Jones. Jones finds Helfenstein to Clark. Now it's Bartley. Bartley, deep 2, and he drains it.
And that's another great thing about Clark. We were talking about his point total being the team leader here for St. Augustine. But these passes, man, he's throwing some rockets, especially from outside the arc into the paint. He's been great in that aspect of the game as well.
Yes, Panzini got an easy bucket. Babas tries for the block, and he gets the foul called on Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I definitely see the foul there. You know, he tried going up for it. Hits him a little too hard, maybe hits him in the arm. They're going to call that every time. But great defensive effort by Blabash.
In to check in for Middle Township, Kyle Mick. Kyle Mick had a huge 3 in the previous matchup between Middle Township and St. Augustine. He hit a 3 in the corner to send Middle Township to double overtime against the Prep. So he's going to check in for Adam Blabosh. Minute 24 left in the second. Middle Township up 26-25, pending Jones's shots. And Jones ties it all up. So it's Panzini and Clark now. Here's Mick. Borowski to Daniel. Daniel going to work in the paint, throws it up behind his head, and he gets it. Alex Daniels got 12 on the night. And in the previous game against CBA, Daniel led the team in points.
Yeah, Daniel's been playing in place of Kanye Perkins, kind of in a spot over in the paint. He's been amazing at it. A couple hook shots, couple layups, got himself 12 points, able to put Middle Township up 28-26 with just 45 seconds left in this first half.
Here's Bartley now. Gonna work. Didn't get the lucky bounce right there. Here's Daniel now. Daniel bringing it up for the Panthers. Gives it to Chase Moore. Daniel now calling the play. Gonna give it to Panzini to kind of slow it down. Middle most likely gonna hold for 1 here.
Yeah, they're looking to run the clock out, try to get a shot off last second.
Yeah, Middle Township up 2 right now. Under 10 to go in the second. Chase Moore now to Daniel in the paint. Hook shot, and he gets it right before the buzzer. Long pass, and Middle Township will be up 30-26 heading into the third. Again, I'm Nathan McMaster. Color commentary, Ethan Lees and Frankie Castellano on the camera. We will be back for some more Middle Township basketball.
Why Middle Township High School? Because Middle makes a difference. In the classroom, educators at Middle motivate. When it comes to the arts, our Panthers perform. Middle's Navy cadets take command. On the field and on the court, Middle Township Panthers play to win. Everyone's story is unique at Middle Township. In fact, diversity is our strength. Panthers are prepared for the next steps after high school. So why Middle Township High School? Because Middle makes a difference. The Panther Experience. It's not just 4 years, it's for life. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, Penn Jersey Building Materials, Sue White Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action.
Middle Township High School.
It's not just 4 years, it's for life.
We are Middle Township.
We are Middle Township.
Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by Corrado Painting, and by MENZ Coastline Realty. A good one going here in Cape May Courthouse as Middle Township leads St. Augustine 30-26 at the break. Mike Franco with you. Frankie Castellano on our camera here tonight. Second meeting of the season between these teams. We've talked about it all night long, but the first one was a classic, a double overtime thriller in which the Panthers won that one in Richland. And obviously the Hermits out for revenge here. 30-26 our score. Some individual scoring totals from that first half. Alex Daniel having a night in the paint right now. He's got 14 to lead all scorers. Mason Morawski chipping in with 8 points so far. Chase Moore has 6. Adam Wabash has 2. For St. Augustine so far, Bryce Clark doing it from inside and outside. He's got 10. Zabron Bartley hitting some jumpers. He's got 8. Kyle Helfenstein chipping in with 6, and Aaron Jones has 2. Again, both teams dealing with injury. A bizarre one for Middle as Kanye Perkins was ready to go and then took an injury during pregame warm-up, so he is out. And for the Hermits, standout freshman Andrew Godfrey not available tonight. Jacob Plen working his way back from an injury. He's played limited minutes here. So both teams a little bit shorthanded here as we go into the second half. Busy week for both teams. St. Augustine will turn around and play against St. Joseph Academy on Wednesday on the road. Middle's got Mainland Wednesday and then another huge matchup against Ocean City on the road on Thursday. And we are underway here in this second half. St. Augustine in white, moving left to right on your screen. Panthers in their home black uniforms. They stick with the man-to-man. Here's Bartley. Guarded by Moore, gives it up to Clark. Helfenstein holding. Bartley gets another touch. We've seen Middle go zone at times this season. They really stick with the man so far here tonight. Clark out of control down the lane. Could have been a charge, could have been a travel. Lucky for Clark, it's a travel, and we go the other way. Busy night here on Tom Farraco Court. Middle Township girls pulling away from OLMA late. And then, of course, the Middle Township Hall of Fame ceremonies between games. And there's a foul on Clark, as the junior guard is a little bit frustrated by the whistle there. His second. So not necessarily in foul trouble yet. Here's Moore with the catch off the inbounds pass. Around a high screen. Slices in, goes glass, gets 2. Chase has 8. The lead is 6 for Middle. Helfenstein on the arc. Daniel playing drop coverage. Helfenstein drives, flicked out that time by Kuzmine, and nobody home. So it goes out of bounds, possession to the Panthers. Middle led this one 13-9 after 1, 30-26 at the half. It's been tight so far. Daniel has been feasting in the low post, going back to work. This time he dumps it off Wakefield, reverse layup, too strong. Moore, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the way back up. Almost looked like Wakefield could have had an easy one. Didn't realize that it was wide open, so he tried the reverse layup, couldn't get the angle. But Chase Moore there to try and clean things up, as the senior will go to the line to shoot 2. Chase with 9 points on the night so far. We've seen Panzini play some minutes tonight. We've seen Kyle Mick just a little bit, but mainly it's been the 5 on the court right here. Moore hits them both. He's got 10. The lead swells to 8 here for Middle. 3 on the way. Bartley, nothing but net. So Bartley's been lights out, hitting on almost all of his field goal attempts here tonight. Wakefield gets the step, up and under, gets the roll. So first bucket of the night for Wakefield against his former club. Clark trying to answer, turns the corner, looking for Helfenstein. Some bodies in the way, tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the prep. Delanoche to inbound, gets it into Helfenstein. He's swallowed up, wraps a pass around to Bartley. Top of the key, can't hit that time. Daniel corrals the rebound. Moore, full head of steam, into the corner. Morawski, pump, back to Moore. Triple on the way, back iron, no good. Delanoche skies for the rebound. Tipped away from behind by Wabesh. Was hoping that Morawski would go diving into the Hermes bench. Mason thought better of it. It'll stay with St. Augustine. Here's Clark, gives it up. Kusmine, top of the key, back to Clark. Again, Clark closing in on 1,000 career points. Would need a monster second half to get it here tonight, but he should reach that in the next game or so. Here's Bartley down the lane, taken away. Morawski on the move, 3-on-2 developing. Morawski rejected by Kusmine. Wabesh able to corral it, double teamed. Strong pass up top, Daniel, pump, drive. Shoveled it to Wabesh, and he is rejected down low. It'll stay with the Panthers. A physical battle out there here tonight. Moore looking for Wakefield, and Middle turns it over. Here's Clark, 1-on-2. Let's see what he wants to do here. Slicing, hitting, and one. Bryce Clark making it look easy. He's got 12. He'll go to the line to try and complete a three-point play. Jacob Plenn back into the lineup for the Hermits. Sophomore again fighting his way back from an injury. And Kyle Mick checks back in for Middle. Elsewhere around the Cape Atlantic League, Egg Harbor Township beating Apsigami 44-35. That's new Eagles head coach Joe Kessler's 750th career win, longtime coach at Shawnee. Thanks to Will Morris for passing that along as Clark completes the three-point play. He's got 13. Morawski from downtown, that one won't go. Strong rebound on the other side of the rim from Helfenstein. 4-point game. Hermit's not going anywhere here tonight. Wide open three. Plenn can't hit. Offensive rebound, and fouled on the way back up was Kusmine, as AJ will go to the stripe to try and get into the scoring column. Again, Hermit's without head coach Paul Rodeo right now. Our well wishes go out to Paul. As Kusmine hits the first. And we have a timeout on the floor between free throws with 4:32 remaining. Middle leads by 3. The Bellevue Tavern and Cape May Courthouse, located at 9 South Main Street in historic downtown Cape May Courthouse. The Bellevue Tavern is open for lunch and dinner and is also ready to host your next private party. ULMER'S Appliance Repair for all of your household appliance repair needs. Call ULMER'S Appliance Repair at 609-368-4444. Penn Jersey Building Materials is your South Jersey home for concrete and concrete accessories. Penn Jersey offers a variety of products for both the professional and the do-it-yourselfer. Locations throughout New Jersey are easily accessible, and new products are introduced weekly. Visit penn-jersey.net for more information and a list of their locations. Corrado Painting is an MTHS alumni owner-operated company with talented long-term employees known for their attention to detail and clean work environment. Since 2009, their courteous and professional painters have been servicing residential and commercial clients in Cape May County. Call 609-602-7807 for further information. This game also brought to you by 7 Mile Pies, by Haven House, by MENZ, Coastline Realty, by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, by Amanda Milstead, SOTHEBY'S International Realty, by Sue White, Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action. So Kusmine, the second of 2 free throws here. AJ hits them both. He'll take a seat for the moment as Aaron Jones returns to the lineup. Jones and Helfenstein, the only seniors on this roster for St. Augustine. Moore over to Morowski. Here's Wakefield over to collect. Wakefield had to leave this game briefly in the first quarter with an injury as well before returning in the second. Whips a pass down low, does Daniel. Morowski gets it up and in. So the junior into double digits now with 10. 38-34, more than midway through the third. Clark picks up his dribble, finds Plenn. Brendan Westcott on the sideline, up, calls out the set. Clark gets it over to Helfenstein. Helfenstein going to work, gets to the baseline, muscles it up and in. Kyle Helfenstein has been impressive here tonight. Doesn't always score a lot, but he's got 8 big points, and he's got the Hermits within 2. Entry pass, good seal from Daniel, and an easy answer. Helfenstein trying to go back, kicks it out. Clark thought about a deep 3. Now he'll drive and get 2. Morowski to Daniel, and the answer. An incredible pace to this game right now, just up and down. And fans getting their money's worth here in Middle. 42-38. It's been tight throughout, but Middle has yet to surrender this lead after the first quarter. They trailed early, moved in front by 4 after 1. Hermits have been right there, but Middle's been on top. Jones catches down low. Double team, kicks to the corner, Plenn. Clark, deep 3 on the way, and he hits it. High-level basketball here tonight, a 1-point game, nearly taken away, and now it is stolen. Plenn, and he was pushed, they say. So Plenn, again, hobbled a bit, helped to his feet. Really gutting it out here tonight. He will go to the free throw line where he can give the Hermits the lead. Plenn's first point of the night. Angelo Panzini, the sophomore guard, back into the lineup. He replaces Mick. Again, if you're joining us late, Middle playing without Kanye Perkins tonight. He was injured in pregame warmups. Second one won't go. Nearly an offensive rebound, and now the Hermits do control it. Cross-court pass. Delanoche, tough catch. Goes to work on Panzini. Whips a pass down low to Jones, who wasn't ready for it. So we're tied at 42, Middle with the basketball. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Wakefield around a high screen over to Moore. Thought about a 3. He'll drive. And they're going to say a foul on the floor here. It'll be the 3rd team foul of the period against the Hermits. Moore gets it into Daniel. Morowski, corner. Now the drive, picks up his dribble. Using the pivot foot nicely there as he spins and gets 2. Good patience from Morowski. Helfenstein turned away in the paint. Clark looking for a screen, goes around it, pulls, in and out. Moore takes out a teammate there to grab that rebound. It's Panzini, he's up, and he'll bring it up. Wakefield, top of the key, behind the back, lost in the lane. Clark stepped in front of him. One minute to go here in the third, and the Hermits want to talk things over. So the timeout called there. 59.3 seconds technically remaining in the third period. Middle on top of this one, 44-42. Nearing the end of the regular season here, next couple of weeks. Should be hearing about the Cape Atlantic League tournament seeding shortly. Both of these teams figure to play a factor in that tournament. Middle, of course, upset by Holy Spirit on a buzzer beater in the quarterfinals a year ago. Panthers did win the tournament 2 years ago, knocking off Mainland in the final. And as we talked about earlier, St. Augustine flying a bit under the radar last season, but making a postseason push all the way to the Cal tournament title, taking care of Wildwood Catholic at Egg Harbor Township High School to win it. And you'd figure both of these teams, certainly Middle with that undefeated Cal record. A lot of Cal games still to play, but right now is the inside track toward the #1 seed. St. Augustine also in the mix for a high seed, along with Ocean City, Lower Cape May, Vineland, of course, having a tremendous season. So it should be a good Cal tournament coming up. All right, so out of the timeout, see what the Hermits want to do here. See if they hold for one. There's still a full minute to go here. And here's a look at this Middle Township zone defense, mixing things up out of the timeout, as head coach Lamar Greer will do from time to time. And now certainly the prep looks content to hold for one unless Middle extends this. It's Morawski and Panzini up top. Mick is back in the game, along with Daniel and Moore. Shot clock could be coming to New Jersey in a couple years. Certainly not this season, though. Middle does extend now a little bit, forces the Hermits to whip the ball around. Still looks like the prep wants to hold for one. Now the Panthers extend down to 10. Clark with the basketball, high post, Helfenstein turns, dips in, and fouled on the passing action. So that is the foul to give that Middle had. It's the 4th team foul of the period. So it'll be baseline out of bounds here for the Hermits. Second personal foul on Mick. Wabash checks back in for him. So St. Augustine with 5.7 seconds to work with here. Delanoche to inbound. Tipped, Bartley catches, corner three, blocked, tipped. Helfenstein to beat the buzzer, in and out. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. So a great game continues here in Cape May Courthouse, heading to the 4th. Middle on top by 2. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by ULMER'S Appliance Repair, by 7 Mile Pies, by the Bellevue Tavern, by Haven House, by Corrado Painting, and by MENZ Coastline Realty. Fourth quarter about to get underway here in Cape May Courthouse. Mike Frankel here with you tonight as Middle Township leads St. Augustine 44-42. Second of 2 scheduled meetings between these teams this season. First one, of course, going to double overtime back in Richland on January 14th. Always the potential of a third meeting somewhere in the Cape Atlantic League tournament. So the 5 on the floor to begin the 4th for St. Augustine. It'll be the freshman Bartley, along with Clark, Delanoche, Helfenstein, and Kuzmine. And coming out of the huddle here for Middle, the sophomore Panzini stays on the floor along with Wabash, Daniel, Moore, and Morawski. Panzini going against Clark. Daniel catches on the wing. They clear out for him for the moment. Clark drops in to help. Comes the double. Finds Morawski on the skip pass. Morawski down low, wide open Wabash, and he lays it in. So the Hermits taking some chances there defensively, and the Panthers were able to move it around until they found the open man. Wabash has 4. The lead is 4. Bartley driving, kicks. Delanoche from downtown. That one too strong. Another rebound for Chase Moore. Head to Daniel. Daniel hangs, kicks. Panzini wants to reset. Daniel whips a pass down to Morawski, goes up and over Bartley for the bucket. Mason has 14. Bartley lost it. Wabash dove on the floor for it, gets it to Morawski, kind of a 1-on-4 situation. Clark saved it, right to Wabash, stolen away by Delanoche, gets it back and gets 2. First 2 of the night for the freshman, Delanoche. The result of a chaotic sequence there. Morawski can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. They'll get Zabron Bartley with the personal foul, his first of the night. Team's first here in the 4th. And Morawski trying to add to the Panthers' advantage. Plenn back into the lineup for Kuzmine. Two for Mason Morawski, 6-point lead. About as big as the lead has been here in the second half. It was, I believe it was 8 at one point in the third. Hermits have been right there. Here's Plenn, back out to Clark. Bartley, pull-up jumper against the zone defense, gets the roll. So Bartley's been a shot maker tonight. He's got 13. Daniel wants to slow. Daniel, he'll try a 3 this time. Back iron, no good. Moore, the rebound. They're going to say he walked. It's a tough call as Moore, he came down in an awkward position. He had to kind of bend his knees, but it certainly, from our vantage point, didn't look like he moved his feet at all. An unpopular call here in this Middle Township Gymnasium. So St. Augustine will take it, down by 4 with the basketball, approaching 5 minutes to go in the game. Clark against Panzini, gets the step, kicks to the corner. Plenn, 3 on the way, good. First field goal of the night for Jacob Plenn. And I thought for a moment we had a timeout. It looks like a foul is called against Clark. So now that's 3 on Bryce. So something to keep an eye on there, still with just under 5 to go. One-point game. Moore with the basketball. Gets downhill. Good defense from Helfenstein. That's a jump ball. Possession arrow to the prep. Clark calls out the set as he crosses the dividing line. Dribble handoff Bartley. Here's Delanoche. Drop coverage here on Helfenstein. Gets it to Bartley, and he walked. He did. Took a step before he put that dribble down. So Middle has it again, up by 1. Approaching 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Daniel going to work in the post. Doubled. Kick, corner, Panzini. Right back to Daniel, wide open for 3. Won't go. Moore diving on the floor, selling out, just couldn't gather it in time. It'll go over to St. Augustine. Helfenstein walks it up this time. Big possession here. The Hermits can move in front. Delanoche over to Clark. Helfenstein to Plenn. Helfenstein spinning against Daniel, kicks it out. Delanoche for 3 in the lead. Couldn't get the roll, tipped out. And good work there by Panzini as he was fouled on the rebounding action. That'll be the 3rd team foul. Middle yet to commit a foul in the fourth. Moore down to Daniel, going to work. 2 big fellas going at it there. Daniel. And they're going to say Helfenstein fouled him. Helfenstein not agreeing with the call. Didn't look like there was a ton of contact there. But Middle gets the benefit of the whistle. 2nd personal foul on Kyle. 4th team foul. So Panthers shooting free throws the rest of the way here. Daniel hits the first. Two for 2, a couple big ones there from Alex Daniel. He's got 20 points. Senior reaching 1,000 career points in his first quarter of play with Middle a couple of weeks ago after becoming eligible. And now a timeout is taken by St. Augustine. It comes with 2:58 remaining in the game. Middle hanging on right now to this 52-49 advantage. Hermits 11-9 overall coming in. Middle 10-7, but again undefeated in Cape Atlantic League play. Elsewhere around the league tonight, Ocean City was on top of Atlantic City by 9 at the half. And in terms of the division race, if Middle wins here tonight, and if the Vikings come back to beat the Red Raiders, then the Panthers would lock up the division title. Again, thanks to St. Augustine's Will Morris for that nugget. So here we go out of the timeout. According to the scoreboard, Middle has 3 remaining. St. Augustine has 2. So that's the unofficial tally. Clark did well to let that ball bounce in the backcourt before he picked it up. We're back underway. Plenn, guarded by Wabash. Some trouble, gives it up to Clark. Panzini slides over again. Trying to stay in front, and they're going to get him for a foul up top. Just the 1st team foul on Middle in the fourth. Greer going with Panzini down the stretch here, as Wakefield is available but on the bench for the moment. Bartley in the corner up top, Helfenstein. They swing it around. Clark wide open for 3 in the tie. There it is. Panthers left him open, and we're all locked up at 52. Panzini picks up his dribble here. Finds Wabesh. Poked away from behind. Clark with the steal. So now St. Augustine with the basketball and an opportunity to move in front. Clark turns on the gas. Denied near the rim and at least altered by Moore. Those two are behind the play. 4-on-4. Daniel spinning in, whips it past Morawski for 3 in the lead. And timeout is taken by Middle after Morawski drains the triple. Mason has 19, so his 19, Daniel's 20, leading the way here tonight. Moore has 10 and doing a lot of the dirty work. Probably a double-double and with rebounds as well, although not officially keeping track of those up here. Clark leading the way to this point, certainly for St. Augustine. He's got 21. And Bartley has 13. It's been a long, fun night here on Tom Farraco Court, and we're nearing an exciting finish here. Or are we? These teams played a double overtime game last time around. Not much separating them right now with 1:45 to go. See what Westcott and company drew up out of the timeout. 1:35 remaining. Bartley off a curl up top, picks up his dribble, finds an open Plenn. He'll launch and hit from downtown. And we're locked up at 55. Panzini up top, Daniel. Wants to slow things down. Gives it up to Moore. Nearly poked away by Delanoche. Moore dribbled it off his foot. So St. Augustine basketball, 1:11 to go. Again, with possession and a chance to move in front. They'll let Helfenstein walk it across this time. See if the Hermits try to hold for one here right now. Daniel in drop coverage. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way St. Augustine plays it. They're going to switch it. Here comes Morawski to initiate a 5-second count. So they're going to try to speed the Hermits up a little bit here. Helfenstein picks up his dribble, gets it over to Clark. Clark back to Helfenstein. High post, had Plenn wide open behind him, didn't see him. Bartley with the catch in front of his own bench. Down to 30. Hermits still trying to hold for the final shot here in Middle, trying to speed them up. Clark catches, guarded closely by Panzini. Middle with plenty of fouls to give, by the way, just one team foul. You wonder if that's something the Panthers are thinking about right now. We're down to 15. Now Greer says foul. They got fouls to give. They want a foul. There's no whistle. Helfenstein too strong. Daniel has it. 5 seconds to go. Alex Daniel, Morawski at the buzzer. And we go to overtime. These teams need extra time again. Will it be double overtime? We'll see. We'll take a quick break. Back for OT right after this. Middle Township Athletics live streams are being brought to you by Victorious Boutique in Cape May, Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, Penn Jersey Building Materials, Sue White Hub International Insurance, and by Panthers in Action. Double overtime between these teams back on January 14th. And we got OT here tonight. 55-55. Interesting stretch there as the clock winded down. Tried to talk you through it, but Middle had some fouls to give. Greer wanted Panzini to foul. It looked like he certainly did, but they didn't call it. Clark got the ball away. Ultimately, Middle gets a stop out of it, and Morawski got a pretty decent look. A little bit off balance, but just couldn't hit it at the buzzer. So we play on. So the 5 on the floor to begin OT. It's Morawski, Panzini, Daniel, Moore, Wabash for Middle. For St. Augustine, Helfenstein, Delanoche. Koosmine back out there, along with Clark and Bartley. Koosmine and Moore to jump it up. Here we go in OT. Wabash to Daniel up top. Panzini to Morawski. Daniel thought about a 3. Probing the paint, gets the step, gets 2. Here's Bartley. Moore lost it, and they say he was fouled. So again, the fouls carry over into the overtime period, so Middle still with those fouls to give. Just the second foul, if you will, of OT, plus the 4th. Second personal foul on Panzini. Nearly taken away. Panzini had a touch on it. The way the deflection went, it went back off of his own face and out of bounds. That one hurts. It'll stay with the Hermits. Plen to inbound. Gets it into Helfenstein. Delanoche from downtown won't go. Freshman launching but can't hit. Here's Moore. Daniel just off the low block there. Back to the basket, holding. Clark comes over on the double, now goes away. One-on-one, Daniel into the paint. Rolled off the rim, Moore another rebound, and he was fouled. And the Hermits, that's their 5th foul of the 4th plus OT, so Chase will go to the line to shoot 2. It's been a frustrating night at times for Moore. He's been whistled for a couple traveling violations, but he's done really all of the dirty work, stuff that doesn't necessarily show up in the box score. He's got 10 points, a couple big ones here. This to make it a 2-possession game with 2:35 to go in OT. Clark left open for 3, and he hits. Panzini anticipating Clark would use the screen. He didn't. He just stepped back and hit another one. Bryce is up to 24. And now he comes up with the steal. Clark off the other way. Wabash bumps him. Kind of a professional foul there as Wabash didn't want Clark to get anywhere close to the basket. Nothing malicious, just a good hard foul before Clark went up. So for Wabash, though, that is his 4th. So a costly foul there. He's got 4. Clark, I believe, with 3. Hermits to inbound. Down by 1. Bartley catches. Driving. Turns. Tough shot. Hand in his face. Gets the roll. Bartley with 15. Certainly one of the best games of the season in the Cape Atlantic League as these two teams are playing another classic. Difficult shot making here tonight. Moore, again, gets downhill. The bump, gets it to go, +1. Chase Moore starting to take over on offense here for Middle. He'll go back to the line to shoot another. Helfenstein pleading his case right now to the officials. He now has 3 personal fouls as Moore hits another free throw. He's up to 15 points, and a timeout is taken by head coach Lamar Greer. So with 1:35 remaining in OT, Middle Township leads this one 62-60. Thanks once again to our great sponsors for being on board this season. And those include Corrado Painting, ULMER'S Appliance Repair, 7 Mile Pies, the Bellevue Tavern, Haven House, MENZ Coastline Realty, Victorious Boutique in Cape May, Amanda Milstead, Sotheby's International Realty, Penn Jersey Building Materials, Sue White, Hub International Insurance, and Panthers in action. So these teams talking things over right now. It'll be St. Augustine basketball out of the timeout. Trading leads here in the late stages of the 4th and now overtime. Every single time the Panthers build a 2-possession lead, Hermits come right back. So they have a chance to tie or move in front with a 3. Five on the floor for the Hermits. Delanoche, Plenn, Bartley, Helfenstein, and of course Clark. Helfenstein and Clark have really played every second of this game. Bartley's been in most of the way as well. Here's Clark with the basketball, 1:30 to go. Middle stays in his zone here, 2-3. Up top, Clark, high post, Plenn, turns, jumper, good. We're locked at 62. 1:15 remaining. Panzini with the rock. Gets it over to Morowski. Comes the screen. Never was set. Morowski dives in, taken away. Bartley ahead. Delanoche. Delanoche left it short. That shot was altered by Moore. Tipped out of bounds by Middle. And with just under 1 minute to go, it'll stay with St. Augustine. Hermits want timeout. And we'll talk things over again. 81-78 was the final back on January 14th. Double overtime in that one. Foul trouble, a storyline that night as a couple of regulars for Middle fouled out. Took some deep reserve play to get over the hump in that game. Not quite there yet. We're still in the first overtime period. No one has fouled out yet, but some foul trouble for both teams right now. St. Augustine coming off a tough loss at the Jeff Coney Classic up at Rancocas Valley to Haddonfield. 1-point loss in that one. And Middle also playing a tough game against Christian Brothers Academy at Stockton. Game that Middle was down big in the first half. Battled back a little bit in the second half, but CBA just too much for the Panthers on Saturday. So both these teams trying to avoid dropping 2 straight here. St. Augustine basketball. Again, you wonder if the Hermits will try to slow it down, maybe get the last shot. Wabash extends the defense. Middle goes man-to-man, maybe anticipating that. Under 50 seconds to go. Morowski, no 5-second count yet. Bartley has it. Gets around Wabash. Helfenstein. Trying to hold for one. Count starts over. In fact, no count right now. Gets it back to Bartley. 20 seconds to go. So the Hermits trying to play for the winner, double overtime. Clark, somebody's open. Clark doesn't want it yet. We're down to 12 seconds. Here we go. Clark against Panzini. Under 10. Clark still on the handle. 7 to go. Clark, step back. 3 on the way. Short, offensive rebound. Plenn for the win. St. Augustine does it on the road. The Hermits stun the Panthers at the buzzer in overtime. Jacob Plenn with the rebound and the putback in the lane as the Hermits celebrate under the basket. And what a moment for Jacob Plenn and the Hermits. Plenn battling back from injury. And he finishes the night with 11 points, all after halftime, and the biggest bucket of his young high school career as St. Augustine knocks off Middle Township by a final of 64-62. Final scoring totals in this one. In the loss for Middle, Alex Daniel had 22, Mason Morowski with 19, Chase Moore with 15, Wabash had 4, Wakefield with 2. In the victory for St. Augustine, Bryce Clark outstanding once again. He had 24. Bartley, very good as well. He had 15. Plenn finishes with 11 and the buzzer beater. Helfenstein, a lot of dirty work down low. He finished with 8 points as well. And then some contributions elsewhere as Jones had 2, Delanoche had 2, and Kusmine had 2. So these teams split the season series. It took 3 overtime periods in there, but the Hermits get their revenge on the road here tonight. St. Augustine moves to 12-9. They'll be at St. Joe on Wednesday. Middle falls to 10-8. They're back in action at Mainland on Wednesday. Now for Frankie Castellano and for Nathan McMaster and Ethan Lees. Hope you've been with us all night, or at least parts of the night. It's been a long but fun night here in Middle Township. And it ends with St. Augustine taking care of the Panthers in overtime at the buzzer, 64-62.